Money with Barry Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are back on the air again. As you probably know, Jack recently returned from a USO tour in the Far East. So now, let's go back and show you what happened the day our little star arrived home. Well, Mary, Jack will be here pretty soon.
Yeah, and I'll sure be glad to see him, Don.
Gosh, I'll bet Jack will be glad to get home where you'll be able to step into a hot tub again.
You're not kidding.
What are you laughing at, Mary?
Jack sent me a picture of himself taking a bath in a barrel. Here it is. See?
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. That doesn't look like Jack. Where's his hair?
He's using it for a wash rag. Look.
Yeah, that's Jack getting his back scrubbed and his shampoo at the same time.
Don, Jack's plane is supposed to pull up at gate 4. Let's push in a little closer.
Okay.
You see, Chloe, I told you there'd be lots of excitement here at the airport.
Oh, you're right, Clem. Why, I haven't seen so many people since MacArthur came through Calabasas. Say, Clem, who is this fella you dragged me down here to see today?
Jack Benny.
Who?
Jack Benny, the star of stage, screen, radio, and television. You ought to know him. He played the violin at your Aunt Pootie's wedding.
Oh, yes, I remember. Instead of "Oh, Promise Me," he played the Hot Canary.
That's the boy.
Don, look. I think Jack's plane is coming in now.
Control tower to pilot. Control tower to pilot. You are cleared.
Pilot to control tower. Pilot to control tower. Pan American special flight from Tokyo coming in for a landing. Mr. Benny, you can take your head out of my lap now.
Thank you. Thank you. Gee, this trip wasn't half as rough as I thought it would be.
Oh, this was a very smooth flight. And in just a moment, we'll be landing at the International Airport in Los Angeles.
Control tower to pilot. Control tower to pilot. Here are your landing instructions.
Go ahead.
Weather clear. Ceiling and visibility unlimited. But don't let that throw you. This is Los Angeles.
Well, of course it's Los Angeles. Gee, I can recognize all those landmarks.
Oh, yes, there's the Hollywood Bowl.
And there's the California Bank.
There's the Coliseum.
Look, and there's the Bank of America.
There's Westlake Park.
And there's the Security Bank.
And look, there's where they're building the Amalgamated First National.
Oh, a new one! Gee, isn't this exciting?
And now, Mr. Benny, we're coming in for a landing, so go sit down somewhere and fasten your safety belt.
Okay.
Don, look. There's Jack getting off the plane.
I see him. Come on, Mary, let's push through the crowd.
Oh, Jack!
Mary! Down!
How are you, Jack?
Oh, boy, it's good to see you. It's good to be back. Pucker up, Mary. I'm going to give you a great big kiss.
Oh, Jack, not in front of your friend.
My friend?
Yes, that man standing right behind you. He came off the plane with you.
Oh, these people who follow celebrities. Look, mister, will you please beat it?
I can.
What?
Remember when the pilot told you to sit down and fasten your safety belt? Well, you sat on me and tied my suspenders around you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll untie them.
Yeah, I'll do it. You go ahead and kiss her.
Thank you.
Jack, I'm going out the main gate and hold a cab for you.
Okay. Gosh, Mary, look at all these people at the airport. I wonder how many of them came down to see me. After all, I am a celebrity. You know?
Hi, Rube.
Huh?
Remember me?
Oh, yes. How are you?
Fine. I'd like you to meet my wife.
How do you do?
She ain't no Jane Russell, but she's my kind of woman.
Well, it's certainly nice meeting.
Jack, Don is waving at us. He's got a taxi.
Okay, let's go.
So long, Rube.
So long, so long. Goodbye, Miss Russell.
Right over here, Jack. The cab's right here.
Oh, here we are. Thanks, Don. I'll be glad to get home.
Where to, folks?
366 North Camden Drive.
Yes, sir.
Just think. 10 hours ago I was in Honolulu, and now I'm almost home.
Well, Jack, don't you feel tired and worn out after that long trip?
Yes, Don, but it was quite an experience doing those shows in Korea. We had a great show, too. There was Marjorie Reynolds, Benet Venuta, Frank Remley, June Bruner, Harry Kahn, Dolores Gay, and Errol Flynn. He was our chaperone. And, Don, one incident happened in Korea I'll never forget. This was so exciting. We were just about 10 miles above the 38th parallel.
Say, mister, do you want me to go up Sepulveda to Sunset or cut across the Santa Monica Boulevard?
Either way. Anyway, kids, we were above the 38th parallel, and we stayed with this battalion for 3 days. Now, get this. We marched right with them for 3 days and nights until we finally reached the outskirts of Yangdang-po. Now, to enter this village, we had to cross a little stream. And we were so tired, so dirty and grimy, we jumped right into the water. And, Mary, you'll never guess what.
You were the only one with a wash rag.
I was not. Now, Mary, listen. That night, get this, that night we were camped on the outskirts of the town, just a few miles from the front line. It was a dark night, no moon. When all of a sudden...
It's shorter by Santa Monica, but there ain't so much traffic on Sunset.
Driver, go any way you want to, as long as I get home.
All right, I'll go by Pico.
Go, Pico, go. Anyway, kids, look at now, I don't want you to get the impression, that I was braver than the others. But it was about 2 o'clock in the morning when I was awakened by a rustle in the bushes near my tent. I didn't have a gun. But nevertheless...
You mind if I turn on the radio?
Look, I don't care what you do.
Thanks.
Anyway, kids, when I heard this noise, I went out to investigate. I got down on all fours and was crawling along the ground. When all of a sudden... Turn that down! Turn it down!
Okay.
Turn that radio down!
Okay.
That's better. Anyway, I crawled around to the side of the brush, and there in a gully were 4 snipers. I had to think fast. Now, I knew I could get a hand grenade, but then I found that it was protected by barbed wire,
One of radio's
which had a
most
high
popular
voltage of
comedians
electricity
just
running
returned
through
from
it.
Korea, where he
Yet
spent
I had to
several
get to
weeks
those hand grenades.
entertaining our boys.
Wait a minute. He's talking about me. Driver. No, don't turn it off. Turn it on. Turn it on loud. He's talking about me.
What?
Your radio. Turn it on.
Oh, okay.
Heaven's sake. We missed it.
Well, here you are, folks. 366 North Camden Drive.
Gosh, Mary, I can't get over it. Here I am home, and only 36 hours ago I was in Tokyo, Japan.
Watch your step, Mary.
I'll take care of the cab. Here you are, driver. 75 yen. Keep the change.
Yen? They're no good here.
Look, you can get them changed at the bank. Now, come on, kids. Let's go in the house.
Oh, Jack, look who's coming down the walk to meet you.
Where?
Whoa!
Rochester!
Doggone, boss, it's sure good to have you home.
You really missed me, huh, Rochester?
Yeah. All the weeks you were away, this whole house was so lonesome. I'd go into the living room and see a big easy chair sitting there with no one in it, and I'd feel like crying.
Gee.
The trees outside were in bloom, but they didn't mean nothing to me.
Oh, Rochester.
The birds were singing, but I never could seem to hear them. The sun was shining, but I never saw it.
Really, Rochester?
Yeah, I never got up till 8 o'clock at night.
That's what I thought. Say, look, hey, the Colemans had their house painted, didn't they?
Yeah.
Jack, there's Benita at the kitchen window, and Ronnie's looking out of the upstairs window.
Oh, yeah. Ronnie! Benita! I wonder if they're going to give a party for my homecoming.
Could be. They gave a dilly when you went away.
Well, that was nice. Oh, gosh. Home. Home, sweet home. Ah, the house sure looks good. Everything is just like I left it.
Yeah.
Piano was in the corner, my easy chair by the lamp, and Rochester, that picture on the wall. Who is it?
Shall we dust it and find out?
Never mind. Look, kids, let's all sit down for a while. I just want to relax.
Oh, say, Jack, I've been meaning to ask you. I presume that on your trip there were various times when you had the opportunity to meet some very important people.
Don, I'm glad you brought that up. Now, I was in Tokyo when General Ridgway and his wife gave a big reception at the embassy. It was a thrilling occasion.
Say, Jack, I've seen so many pictures of Mrs. Ridgway in the papers, and she seems so charming. How is she to talk to?
Well, you see, I didn't get a chance to meet Mrs. Ridgway because she was so busy with all the women there. But the General Ridgway, what a guy. He was so friendly, so congenial. Really, you've never met anyone like him.
Oh, then you met General Ridgway.
Well, you see, a funny thing happened, Don. Just as I was about to be introduced to him, General Van Fleet arrived. So naturally, we had to rush over and shake hands with him.
Oh, then you shook hands with General Van Fleet.
Well, almost.
What do you mean, almost?
I stuck out my hand and he handed me his hat. I was so embarrassed I didn't know what to do with it.
If you'd have put it on, maybe you'd have met somebody.
Met somebody? What are you talking about? Before the evening was over, I met a lot of people. Why, I talked for nearly 30 minutes to Corporal Peterson.
Who's Corporal Peterson?
He was the one who married Aunt Pooty, but they drafted him anyway. Anyway, kids, this is one trip I'll never forget if I live to be on. Now, what was I talking about?
About not meeting any generals.
Oh, yes, but that was in Japan. Now, Mary, when we got to Korea... Come in.
Well, hello, everybody.
Dennis! Well, Dennis, how are you?
Oh, fine, Mr. Benny. Welcome home.
Well, thanks, kid, thanks.
Gee, you look wonderful.
Well, thanks.
Turn around.
Okay.
Gee, you look even better that way.
Dennis, look, why can't you just Well, never mind. Tell me, Dennis, did you go anywhere on your vacation?
Oh, sure. I went to Hawaii.
Well, Hawaii. Well, did you take the boat?
No.
Oh. Then you went by plane, huh?
No.
Well, Dennis, I'd like to hear the song you're going to do on the first program.
Wait a minute, Jack. Aren't you going to ask him how he got to Hawaii?
Not for $1 million. Sing, kid.
Okay.
Dennis, that song was great. It'll be nice for our opening show.
Mahala nui loa o kula maluna mahi mahi e loa hapahala kamehameha kui moi.
What's that, Dennis?
Hawaiian.
Oh, did you learn to speak Hawaiian while you were there?
Mahala nui loa kula maluna mahi mahi e loa hapahala kamehameha kui moi.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but if you say it to a Hawaiian girl, you get your face slapped.
Oh, sure. Peng hang te su mingan koli gu wao mang.
What's that?
It's the same thing in Korea. You know, it's a funny thing, but when you go to a foreign country...
Well, goodbye. It was nice being with you.
Huh?
I finally got the suspenders unfastened.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Imagine that fellow being that close behind me all the time. Say, Rochester.
Yes, boss?
Would you make us some sandwiches, please?
Oh, I'm sorry, boss, but there's no food in the house.
No food. Rochester, what happened to the money I left you when I went overseas?
I'm sorry, boss, but that only lasted for 3 weeks. You know, a dollar doesn't go as far as it used to.
How much did he leave you, Rochester?
$1.
Mary, stop looking at me. He was supposed to buy seeds and grow things. Gee, you think that the... Oh, Mary, I'm tired. Answer the door, will you, please?
Oh, sure, Jack.
Well, my truly fair.
Come on in, Phil.
Yeah, thanks. Let me look at you, Liv. Turn around. Let me put the ray on you. Hey, you ain't changed a bit.
You haven't changed either, Phil. Just set your glass on the table and come on in.
Who is it, Mary?
Alice's Wonderland.
Oh, hello, Phil.
Hiya, Jackson. Welcome home.
Thanks, Phil. And before I forget it, I want to thank you for letting Remley come to Korea with me.
Oh, that's all right, Jackson.
He was very handy. Every time we did a show for the soldiers, he accompanied us on the guitar.
Good.
And I want you to know that I brought him back to you safe and sound.
That's all right. No hard feelings.
Anyway, Phil, it was a good idea. I mean, it was worth a try.
All right, so we weren't lucky.
Phil, how are Alice and the kids?
Oh, they're fine. You want to know something, Liv? Alice got herself a new car yesterday.
Ooh, that's nice. What kind?
Oh, one of them foreign cars, a Dagmar.
That's Jaguar. So Dagmar is a girl on television.
Yeah.
Dennis.
I've changed it.
What?
Mahalo nui loa, kula maluna mane.
I'm home one day. Now, Dennis, behave yourself.
Hey, Darcy, I didn't see you. Hiya, Don.
Well, hello, Phil. All set for the first program?
Yeah, ready to go for another season.
Jack,
What?
I've waited long enough. I've got to ask him.
What?
Dennis, how in the world did you get to Hawaii if you didn't take the boat or the plane?
Now, wait a minute. No, you don't. Well, this is the first time we've been together in months. I don't want that kid driving me crazy with his silly talk.
Wait a minute. What's so silly about it? If he didn't take the boat to Hawaii and he didn't fly, maybe he took the train.
Oh, he took the train, eh? And how, pray tell, can anybody go by train from here to Hawaii?
You could go into a Pullman and get Aloha. Hey, Dennis, when we made that up this morning, I told you that old man would take a snap at it.
Phil, why don't you go back to your little grass shack and do what did?
I'm going. Hey, so long, Jackson. I'm going to see you later.
I'm going too, Phil.
Well, then, come on, Mary. Don, I'll drop you all off.
Well, so long, kids. Thanks for coming
Bye,
over.
Jack.
Aloha.
All right. So I bid on it. At least I have sense enough not to ask Dennis why he was wearing that grass skirt.
Boss, would you like me to fill the bath up for you?
Oh, not yet, Rochester. I think I'll just turn on the radio and relax a while.
Okay. Say, boss, I might as well unpack your bags.
Yeah, go ahead, Rochester. Gee, that's a pretty song. And
You know, boss, considering how far you traveled, your clothes didn't get very wrinkled. So I'll just hang them up and... Boss!
what's the matter, Rochester?
That thing in your suitcase!
What thing?
Ain't that a hand grenade?
Yes, but don't get frightened, Rochester. Just pick it up.
Who, me? I ain't gonna touch no hand grenade.
Rochester, believe me, it's all right. Pick it up and shake it.
Well, okay. in there?
Uh-huh.
Right, and I was afraid to touch it.
I know. It's the safest little piggy bank in the world. Put it away, Rochester. What are you laughing at?
Boss, you haven't changed a bit, but it's sure good to have you home.
Thanks. Good night, everybody. We're a little late.
Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, the Sportsman Quartet, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pride that I bring you the star of our show, the man who was the inspiration for that beautiful ballad, Too Young. And here he is, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking, and Don, that was a very clever introduction. So I think it's only fair that I tell the audience that you, too, were the inspiration for a song.
Oh, really? What song?
My Truly, Truly Fat. Don, here it is, only the second program of the season, and already you had to give me a sarcastic introduction.
Sarcastic? Jack, believe me, I didn't mean it to be.
Oh, you didn't mean it to be, huh? Well, look, Don, we have a long show to do tonight, so let's not...
Jack, if I had any idea that you would misconstrue what was meant to be a compliment, I certainly wouldn't have said it.
Okay, let's forget it. And now, ladies and gentlemen...
I can't forget it. I wouldn't say anything to hurt you for the world.
All right,
As a matter of fact, when I thought of that introduction, I told it to my wife, and she said, Donald, that was beautiful. I'm so glad you're not going to say anything to make that old goat unhappy.
What? Don, your wife called me an old goat?
Well...
Don, does your wife know about the new contract I gave you?
Well, yes, Jack, and it's not so different. I've always worked from week to week.
Well, this year you're working from word to word. Now go and sit down.
Now, wait a minute, Jack.
Huh?
If you feel that my services are no longer needed on this program, just say the word and I'll go.
Don, forget it. Sit down, will you? Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to do a very... Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. I'm sorry I'm late.
Oh, that's all right.
I'll tell you what happened. I was driving down Sunset Boulevard. I made a left turn from the wrong lane, and a cop stopped me.
No kidding. Did you get a ticket?
Well, he was going to give me one, but I talked him out of it.
Oh.
I told him I was a working girl, and I didn't have much money, and right now was especially tough on me because I was sending my brother through college.
Well, did he believe that?
He didn't seem to, so I opened my purse to show my brother's picture. I was so nervous I showed him a picture of my sister Babe instead.
Oh, then you were really in trouble.
No, it worked.
Now, wait a minute, Mary. I know we kid a lot about Babe, but how could anyone mistake her for a man?
Well, fortunately, when this picture was taken, Babe had just come home from a football game, was still wearing her helmet.
Well, I imagine that broken nose helped a little, too. Anyway, Mary, I'm glad you didn't get a ticket. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our feature...
I've got my pride, you know.
Don, forget it.
I won't forget it. If I'm not wanted on this program, I'll leave.
Jack, what's wrong with Don?
Oh, it's nothing.
Nothing, he says, after all I've done for him.
Now, just hold it a minute, Don. What have you ever done for me?
I'll tell you what I've done for you. I've been on this program 17 years. And for 17 years, I've been eating and stuffing myself just so you can do jokes at my expense. What? How many laughs would you get if I weren't a big fat slob?
Don Wilson, I've never called you that.
Well, you've thought it many a time.
Jack Benny, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Ashamed of myself for what? I knew this whole thing would be twisted around where it would all be my fault.
My mother hates you, too.
Dennis, this doesn't concern your mother, and it doesn't concern you either.
Oh, hello, Mr. Benny.
Hello.
Now, this is just between Don and myself.
Now, wait a minute, Jack. What concerns one member of the cast concerns all of us.
Look, Mary, you can keep out of this, too.
Now, wait a minute. You can't talk to Mary like that.
Oh, I can't, eh? Well, let me tell you something.
Hold it. Stop this bickering. We've got to stick together. We're still in radio.
Phil, the whole thing is Don's fault. He not only gave me a sarcastic introduction, but now he tells me that I owe my whole career to him. That if he didn't eat and get fat, I would have no show at all.
Well, Jackson, Donzy's got a point there.
What?
Look what I have to do to live up to the character you gave me.
Look, Phil.
Do you think I like to drink? Do you think I like to spend my time in pool rooms and cocktail bars and staggering home at 4 o'clock in the morning? Do you think I enjoy that?
You know what that is. Now, Phil, let me get this straight. You mean to say you do all this just for my program?
That's right.
Well, then let me ask you something. We weren't on the radio last night. How come I saw you lying in the gutter?
Rehearsal, Dad. Rehearsal.
Well, Phil, in that case, I owe you an apology. Is there anything I can do to make amends?
Well, I'm not sure. What does amends mean?
Just forget it. Now, look, kid. I've listened to all your complaints. Don claims he stuffs himself at the table so he can be fat for my program. Phil claims he drinks a lot so he can remain in character just for my show. Well, let me tell you something. I make sacrifices, too, to get laughs. Do you think it's easy for me to be stingy and cheap?
Well, this is a loyalty test if I ever heard one.
Never mind. Now, Dennis, it's time for your song. What are you going to sing?
Mary Rose.
Good.
I was going to sing Too Young, but I didn't want to start another fight.
All right. That was Mary Rose, sung by Dennis Day. And now, ladies and gentlemen...
Well, that's certainly a fine way to start a season.
What?
I just sang a song and you didn't even compliment me.
Look, Dennis, I don't have to compliment you every time you sing a song. After all, you're getting paid, aren't you?
No.
What do you mean, no?
That's why I have to wear these old clothes all the time.
What are you talking about? You've been with me over 10 years now, haven't you?
Uh-huh.
And after every broadcast, haven't I sent you a check?
Uh-huh.
Well, what do you do with the money when you cash them?
Oh, cash them!
Mary, give me an Alka-Seltzer, will you, please?
Well, Jack, I didn't want to embarrass you in front of everybody, but since we're on the subject, I'd like to talk about the check you sent me last week.
What about it?
It bounced.
Bounced? You mean it came back marked insufficient funds?
No, improper signature.
My check? Why, I remember signing it, Jack Benny.
I know, but you left off star of stage, screen, and radio.
Oh, yes, that's my commercial account. I'm sorry. Now, let's get on with the program. Unless the delegate from Encino has a complaint. Phil, is there anything wrong with your check?
No, I just show it to Alice. We have a good laugh, and that's the end of it.
Phil, Alice can laugh at Glenn McCarthy's check. Believe me. Now, kids, let's drop all of these arguments and get on with the program. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for our feature attraction tonight... Oh, who can that be? Hello?
Oh, Mr. Barry, this is Rochester.
Rochester, I'm just ready to do a play. What do you want?
Well, boss, don't get mad, but I broke one of your golf clubs.
Rochester, you had work to do. Why'd you go out and play golf?
I didn't go out. I used them to clean the house.
Now, that's ridiculous. How could you clean a house with golf clubs?
Easy. I wrapped rags around the driver and used it to mop the floors.
What?
I did the kitchen in 4 strokes, the pantry in 5. I had trouble in the hall, but coming through the den, I was 3 under par.
Well, if there's any way of making play out of work, you'll find it. I'm surprised you didn't try this little trick of yours in the living room.
Oh, I wanted to, but that dust on the piano is worse than a sand trap.
That I know. It's your fault, too. Now, Rochester, put away my golf clubs.
Rochester, honey, hang up that phone and let's finish the game.
Rochester, who was that?
My caddy.
I'll be home in about an hour, so you better have dinner ready.
Yes, sir. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, say, boss.
Now what?
That check you gave me last week that had my first raise in salary bounced.
Oh, for heaven's sake, what was wrong? Improper signature?
No.
Insufficient funds?
No.
Then what was wrong?
They just wouldn't believe it.
Oh, well, we'll have it notarized. Don't worry. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Funny how a checking account gets so messed up. Now, where was I?
You were getting ready to start our sketch.
Oh, yes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for our feature attraction tonight, we're going to do a dramatic play. Our version of Warner Brothers' great Technicolor production, Captain Horatio Hornblower. Now, in this sketch, I will play the part of Captain Horatio Hornblower.
Naturally.
Now, Mary, you're going to play the part that Virginia Mayo played in the picture.
Oh, Lady Barbara.
That's right. And towards the end of our sketch, you're delirious with yellow fever. And while I'm nursing you through your crisis, you fall madly in love with me.
I bet I know why.
Why?
While I was delirious, you looked like Gregory Peck.
Thank you. Anyway, you're Lady Barbara, and you were sent on a special mission by the Duke of Wellington.
Hey, he's got a great orchestra.
That's Duke Ellington. Oh. Now, Phil, you're going to be the first mate, and Don, you're going to play the part of an admiral.
Well, an admiral. That sounds real important.
It is, Don. You're going to be one of the biggest admirals. You have a 19-inch screen.
I wouldn't be able to play that part if I didn't stuff myself just for you.
Look, Don, don't do me any favors. I'll change that part. You'll just be a member of my crew. And finally, we come to you, Dennis.
It's about time.
Dennis, you're going to play the part of El Supremo.
El Supremo?
Yes. He's an unscrupulous, power-mad, ruthless, bloodthirsty cutthroat who'll stop at nothing to get what he wants.
Gee, that's my agent.
No, El Supremo happens to be a Spanish rebel. Now, Don, set the scene for our play, will you?
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, our version of Captain Horatio Hornblower. In the year of 1807, all that kept Napoleon from dominating the entire world was England's gallant navy. One of England's smaller ships was the Lydia, a wooden sailing vessel carrying only 32 cannons. But making up for what she lacked in firepower was the bravery, wisdom, seamanship, and daring of her commander, Captain Horatio Hornblower.
That's me.
Naturally.
Quiet, Dennis. Continue, Don.
Right now, with the air dead calm, the men are out in boats trying to tow the Lydia into a wind.
Look at those men. Well might Napoleon fear the likes of them. They've gone without fresh fruit for a year, without bread for 7 months, without water for days, and for 6 whole weeks They haven't heard Come On to My House. Stout fellows.
You're right, Captain, and that's why I'm afraid the men might mutiny. They haven't touched land for nearly a year. They're going crazy for the sight of a woman.
Why?
You wouldn't understand.
I wouldn't?
Naturally.
Well, look, man. Hark! A breeze, a breeze. By the great horn spoon, we whistle up a wind. Call the men back to the ship, Wilson.
Aye, aye, sir. Back to the ship, man! Look out, Wilson. Don't get too close to the edge or you... Man overboard!
Good, good.
Look, Captain, he's swimming for it. Come on, Wilson, just a few more strokes and... Captain, look at that man-eating shark.
Yeah. Look at that man eating that shark. Good man, Wilson. Stout fellow.
I'm only stuffing myself for you.
Never mind. Climb aboard, Wilson.
Captain Hornblower, look. There's a ship off the port side.
Let me take a look at it. Hand me your glass.
Here you are, sir.
Not that one, the one you looked through. That's better.
What does she look like, Captain?
She flies the French flag, but she's no man of war. She'll soon surrender. Mate, fire a shot across her bow.
One shot across the bow. Fire!
What happened?
The wind was against us. Shall I fire another shot, Captain?
No need for that. She's running up the white flag. Send a boat over and bring back the prisoners. I'll be in my cabin.
Aye, aye, sir.
Come in.
It's me, sir. I have the captain of the French ship. And, sir, they had a woman passenger aboard, so I brought her, too.
A woman, eh? Well, bring the captain in. I want to question him first.
Naturally.
You stay out of it. Bring him in, mate.
Come on, in with you. Get in.
Are you the captain of that French ship?
Oui.
And you sail from the port of Marseille?
Oui.
And you're carrying a woman aboard?
Oui.
What does the woman look like?
Wow.
Wow?
Oui.
I won't bother with him. Throw him in irons. I'll question the woman. Where is she?
Right outside, sir.
Oh, there she is. I'll talk to her. Mademoiselle, j'ai vanté parler avec vous?
Hello, Captain.
Wait a minute. You speak English.
I am English.
What's that?
Captain, you better get our ladyship below decks. The men are becoming unruly.
All right. Don't worry, your ladyship. You're safe with me.
Naturally.
Thank you, your ladyship. Now just come along with...
Ship off the starboard bow!
What kind is she?
She's a Spanish galleon.
A galleon?
Good, that's a quart for each of us. Oh, Harris, many brave hearts are asleep in the deep, but you're awake every minute.
Last year, by this time, he'd be gone already. All right, men, clear the decks for action.
Captain, El Supremo's boat is alongside us.
Mate, prepare to fire a salute in El Supremo's honor, and be ready to pipe him aboard.
Aye, aye, sir. Guns! Fire! Company, attention! In honor of El Supremo! Pipe from aboard!
Which
one of you commoners is the Capitan?
I am El Supremo.
When you saw me approach, you fired an 11-gun salute.
That's right. I hope you liked it.
Like it, pig, I am insulted. I am El Supremo. I am accustomed to a 23-gun salute.
But El Supremo, I can only use 11 guns.
But you have many more. What are you doing with the rest of the guns?
I'm making puffed rice. It's awfully good with the...
Quiet, commoners. One so lowly as yourself does not speak direct to El Supremo. If you have anything to say, discuss it with my Prime Minister over there.
Yes, sir. Excuse me. Are you El Supremo's Prime Minister? Is it true that he holds his prisoners for ransom? And is the ransom 1,000 bushels of beans? What kind of beans?
Soy.
Wait a minute, haven't I seen you before? Where?
A few minutes ago, I was the French Capitan.
French captain?
Oui.
Wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. How can you be a French captain 1 minute and a Spanish prime minister the next?
I'm also a woodpecker.
What? You ruined the whole thing. I'm going to finish this sketch. I'm going home.
That's all, folks.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Barry Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, during his career in show business, Jack Benny has received many awards, plaques, and mementos, which he keeps in his trophy room. At the moment, Rochester is in there dusting them off.
Doggone, Mr. Benny sure has a lot of trophies in this room. Here's the key to the city of Waukegan. Here's the key to the city of St. Joe. Here's a doorknob to Cucamonga. They don't even bother to lock that place. I better dust this plaque that Paramount gave the boss for making Buck Benny rides again. And this scroll from 20th Century Fox for making Charlie's Aunt. And this memento Warner Brothers sent him for the horn blows at midnight. I'll be darned, it's still loaded.
Oh, Rochester.
Yes, boss.
Did Don Wilson get here yet?
No, sir.
Oh, Donnie, well, I gotta leave. I've got an appointment with a music publisher about my song.
You still got a lot of confidence in that number you wrote, haven't you?
Well, why not, Rochester? It's a great song. And what a title. When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. See, I wish Don would hurry and get here. I gotta get to my song over to that music publisher before noon.
Yeah, you better not show it to him after he's had lunch.
Never mind the sarcasm. Just finished cleaning.
Yes, sir. Say, boss, you've sure had some of these things a long time. Here's your discharge from the Boy Scouts.
Oh, yes.
Here's your discharge from the Navy.
Uh-huh.
And here's the one from NBC.
Yeah, an usher handed it to me while I was running east on Sunset. Now, Rochester, while I'm gone this afternoon...
Coming!
Never mind, that's Mr. Wilson. I'll answer the door.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, Mary, I was expecting Don Wilson. He was supposed to be here half an hour ago.
Well, Don's probably having trouble with his car again. You know, it's always breaking down.
Oh, something wrong with the motor?
No, he just sits in it and keeps breaking down.
Mary, why don't you stop with those breaking down jokes and come on in, will you?
Jack.
What?
I happen to be in the neighborhood, so I just thought I'd drop in.
That's nice, Mary. I'm glad you did.
And, Jack, I got a letter from Mama this morning.
Oh, a letter from your mother, eh? Well, what does the Dagmar of Plainfield have to say?
Cheers, I'll read it to you.
I love letters to your mother.
My darling daughter, Mary, just a short note to let you know we are all well and hope you are the same.
Well.
The weather here has been changeable, and last week we had a thunderstorm, and lightning hit the barn. No damage except that the cow now gives Shama yogurt.
Gosh.
Mary, dear, you wouldn't recognize your father now, as all his teeth are gone. But it's his own fault. I warned him never to fall asleep in the subway where there are pickpockets.
Your father should be more careful, Mary.
The reason Papa was...
You think your mother is so funny, don't you?
The reason Papa was carrying his teeth in his pocket was because he bet on the Giants and didn't feel like smiling.
You know, Leo DeRocha would be happy to meet your father. What a pair, lippy and gummy.
Well, so much for your father. Now for a few words about your sister Babe.
Oh, boy, this is the part I live for. Get a load of this, Mert. Go ahead.
Babe is very happy that she took that job this summer as a lifeguard because it resulted in her getting a steady boyfriend.
Huh?
He's a nice little fellow named Morton, and they started going out steady when Babe rescued him from drowning. He's kind of small, but you ought to see the one that got away.
Mary, you didn't tell me she was a lifeguard. I didn't even know she could swim.
Oh, certainly, Jack. Babe's a regular mermaid.
Oh, yes. It's a shame the wrong half looks like a fish. Any more news, Mary?
No, nothing important.
Oh.
Excuse me, boss, but if your appointment is for 11:30, you better leave. It's 11 o'clock now.
Huh? No, it isn't, Rochester. You're fast. My watch says 10:30.
Oh, mine says 10:45.
Rochester, dial UL 8900 and get the correct time, will you please?
Yes, sir. The party line is on.
Oh, well, I'll turn on the radio. Maybe we'll get a time signal. Sake, is she still on? Well, I'm not taking any chance on... See, if that song is a hit, imagine what mine will do. Anyway, I'm not taking any chance on being late. If Don thinks I'm going to wait here for him and miss my appointment, he's crazy.
What appointment?
I'm going to a music publisher to see if he'll publish my song.
Oh, Jack, you'll never get anyone to publish that corny song of yours.
Oh, yeah, I won't. Well, just come along, Mary, and you'll see. Come on.
Okay. My car's out in front.
Well, good. Let's go. You know, Mary, the publisher's office is in Hollywood, so it won't take us very...
Jack! Oh, gosh, I'm glad I didn't miss you.
Well, it's about time you got here.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm late, but on the way over here I had an accident. I ran into a truck and turned it over.
Oh, my goodness. Was your car damaged much?
I was walking.
Look, Don. Well, never mind, Don. I can't wait now. I've got to go to the music publisher.
And we better hurry or we'll be late.
Yeah, so long, Don.
Well, so long.
See, I told you it wouldn't take us long. Here's the building, Mary. Let's go in.
Well, what floor is the music
Hey,
publisher?
Libby, Jackson, what are you doing in Hollywood?
I got some business here upstairs. What are you doing here, Phil?
Oh, I just came from my doctor's office.
Your doctor? Is there anything wrong?
Yeah. I've been having stomach aches, so I went to see the doctor, and he examined me and said I had an ulcer.
An ulcer? Is he a good doctor?
I'm not sure. He said it was caused by something I ate.
No.
Yeah.
What kind of a treatment did he prescribe?
Well, Livy, he didn't give me no medicine, but I got to watch my diet. I ain't allowed to put anything spicy in my food.
Oh, like pepper, mustard, or ketchup.
That's right. None of them compliments.
That's condiments.
natural mistake for a chap who's been getting them all of his life. And besides laying off them spicy foods, Liv, I got to drink nothing but milk for 6 weeks. Now, ain't that awful?
What's awful about it? Milk isn't so bad.
What does it taste like?
Well, it's try some and be surprised. Now, come on, Mary, we'll be late.
Late for what?
Well, Jack's seeing a music publisher. He thinks he's going to get that song of his published.
Well, I think he's got a good chance.
You see, Mary, you see?
That's right, Mary. No one can tell where you're going to find a good tune these days. Now, you take That's What I Like About the South, for instance.
How'd you happen to write that, Phil?
Glad you asked that, Liv. You see, honey, one night a few years ago, I was having dinner, and when I finished, I looked around at the leftovers, and there was some ham hocks and turnip greens, so I wrote a song about the garbage, and it became a hit.
How do you like that? Come on, Mary, we've got to go.
Okay, so long, Phil.
So long, kids. So won't you come with me to Alabama?
Oh, brother.
Say, Jack, did you notice how Phil was dressed so neat with a tie and a carnation in his lapel? I wonder why.
Mary, don't you know this is National Wine Week? Phil was named the grape we'd most like to crush in 1951. Now, come on. You know, Mary, when the publisher hears my song, he'll be absolutely nuts about it. And you never can tell. It might even become...
Hiya, Bud. Long time no see.
Huh? Oh, hello. Come on, Mary. Let's go. Come on, Mary. Let's get away fast.
Who is that?
Oh, it's that racetrack tout. I'm always running into him. Come on.
Jack, what floor is the publishing company on?
The 4th. You know, Mary, I've been so excited about getting down here, I forgot to eat, and I'm hungry, too.
Well, there's a candy machine over there. Why don't you get a candy bar?
I think I will. Let me see if I've got a nickel. Oh, here's one. See, they got a lot of candy bars in this machine. Got Hershey's, Love Nest, O. Henry, Lifesavers, Baby Ruth, and Milky Dip. I think I'll get that one. A Milky Dip.
Hey, Bud. Bud.
Huh?
Come here a minute.
Who, me?
Yeah. What you doing?
I'm getting some candy.
What kind?
A Milky Dip. What?
Get a Hershey bar.
Why a Hershey bar?
In this hot weather, nothing runs like chocolate.
But look, I want a Milky Dip.
Milky Dip hasn't got a chance.
What are you talking about? Milky Dip not only has chocolate on the outside, but it has cream in the center.
That's what'll give you the trouble.
What?
Cream is hard to handle unless you whip it.
I never thought of that. You really think I should get a Hershey bar?
Can't miss. Look at the last performance.
Last performance?
Yeah. Coming out of the machine, Hershey was boxed in by Lifesaver, but got through the hole.
Really?
And Lifesaver was the flavorer.
Well, I don't know. I'm still... Wait a minute. I know what I'll do. I'll get an Almond Joy.
Why Almond Joy?
Because in the package there are 2 bars, and I can eat them as an entry.
Well, okay. It's your dough.
Fellow drives me nuts. Now, let's see. Where's my nickel? Oh, here it is in my hand. I think I'll... Wait a minute, this is only half a nickel. Oh, no, it's bent. I wish I wouldn't hold my money so tight. I'll have to use another one.
Oh, Jack! Jack, here's the elevator.
Coming.
Going up?
4th floor, please.
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. I want to go up, not down.
Oh, gee, I was going down, wasn't I?
Yeah. What kind of an elevator boy are you, anyway?
Well, this is my first day. I used to own the building.
Well, what happened?
I bet on Notre Dame.
Oh.
4th floor.
Well, here we are, Mary. Now, let's see. Where's the Kearns Music Publishing Company? I don't see it.
Well, this office here is a recording company, and so is the one next to it.
Yeah, they all seem to be recording studios. I'll go into this one and inquire. What a hammy kid making the musicians applaud, imagine.
Dennis.
Oh, hello, Mary. Hello, Mr. Benny.
Dennis, we just heard your record, that song, and it was very good.
Oh, thanks. The company thinks it's going to be a big seller.
Really? What's on the other side?
Oh, a very beautiful ballad. If you'd like to hear it, I'll turn the record over and play it for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay.
Shut that off, will you? You would make a record with her. Now, look, Dennis. I've got an appointment with Mr. Kearns about publishing my song. How would you like to come along and sing it to him?
Well, I can't, Mr. Benny. I have to have a tooth pulled.
Again? Dennis, you had a tooth pulled yesterday.
You pulled the wrong one.
Oh.
Dennis, if you were silly enough to let Mr. Benny pull your tooth, it's your own fault if he pulled the wrong one.
I wouldn't care, but he took the one with the gold in it.
Now, look, kid, we've got to go. I'll see you tomorrow at rehearsal.
Oh, Mr. Benny, would you mind having the rehearsal at my house?
Why should we rehearse at your house?
Well, my uncle is visiting us, and he thinks that I'm the star of the show.
Oh, he does, huh? Well, let me tell you something.
Oh, Mr. Benny, what's the difference where you have rehearsal? Let me impress my uncle, huh?
Yes, Jack, what difference does it make?
Well, all right, Dennis. We'll have rehearsal at your house tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
Okay, and be there on time, kid.
What?
My uncle doesn't think I need you at all.
Come on, Mary.
Goodbye, Livy.
So long, boss.
Mary, don't encourage him. Now, let me see. It's supposed to be the last door here. Oh, there it is. The Kearns Music Publishing Company.
Jack, how did you get an appointment to see Mr. Kearns?
Oh, it was easy. Come on, let's go in.
May I help you?
Yes, I phoned this morning, and I was given an appointment to see Mr. Kearns.
Your name, please.
Cole Porter.
I beg your pardon. Who did you say you were?
Cole Porter.
Well, I'm afraid I don't understand. Mr. Porter just left here 10 minutes ago.
Well, I'm back.
You certainly aged in those 10 minutes.
Never mind. Just tell Mr. Kearns that Cole Porter is here.
Yes, sir. Who is this with you? Irving Berlin.
Mary, please. Now, miss, tell Mr. Kearns we're here.
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Mr. Kearns, Cole Porter, and Irving Berlin are here to see you.
Well, send them in.
Yes, sir. And, Mr. Kearns, if you should want me, I'll be at the Cedars of Lebanon Hospital.
What?
Well, my doctor warned me, but I didn't know it would happen this suddenly.
What are you talking about?
You'll find out. You may go in now.
Thank you. Come on, Irving.
Well, Cole, I didn't expect to see... Wait a minute, you're not Cole Porter. Irving, who's...
I mean, who are you? Now, Mr. Kurt, Mr. Don't get excited. I just had to get in to see you. You see, I wrote a song, and I want you to listen to it.
Well, I happen to be a very busy man. I have no time to fool around, so please take your song someplace else.
Well, if that's the way you feel about it, I certainly will. Come on, Mary, let's go.
Wait a minute.
Huh?
Perhaps I was a little too hasty. I once refused to listen to a song, and it eventually became the #1 tune on the hit parade for 10 weeks. I don't want to make that same mistake. So I'll listen to your song.
Thank you. Come on, Mary, let's go over to the piano.
I'll wait here by the door.
Now, this song you wrote, what's the title of it?
When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. Mary, come back!
The wind blew it shut.
Oh. Well, leave it closed, then.
Please, may I hear your song now?
Yes, sir. When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. When you ask me to forgive you, I'll return my honey child. Like the swallows at Serrano, return to Capistrano for you.
Hold it. Just a minute, please.
Huh?
Did you say like the swallows at Serrano?
Yes.
Well, where in the name of downbeat is Serrano?
Well, Serrano is a little town in Italy.
Well, what are the swallows doing in Italy?
Oh, for heaven's sake, everybody picks on that.
Well, answer me. What are the swallows doing in Italy?
Look, mister, if a man can wade around in a swamp for 20 years yelling, Chloe, I can have the swallows make one lousy trip to Italy. I'm out of breath. Now listen to the rest of this song.
Well, all right, but I wouldn't if you weren't a lodge brother.
A lodge brother?
Yes, your watch chain. You're an elk, aren't you?
That's Dennis's tooth.
Now, Mr. Kearns, I want you to listen to the rest of this song. If you tell me that you're sorry, then I will understand. Neath the harvest moon we'll pledge our love anew. So, my darling, though we've parted, come back to whence we started.
Whence?
Yes, whence. That's the poetic term for where. But anyway, Mr. Kearns, the music is the important thing. With your influence, you could get that melody on the hit parade.
I couldn't get that melody on a good humor truck.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I don't want to hear any more of your songs, so get out of my building.
Your building?
I've been on SMU.
Oh, well, come on, Mary. I'll get this song published if I have to do it myself. Thank you very, very much.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, many times in the past we've shown you what happens before a Jack Benny broadcast goes on the air. Tonight we'd like to show you what happens after a program is finished. So let's get back to last week, immediately after the program went off the air.
That's enough. We're off. That's enough. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You were a wonderful audience. Okay, Usher, you can close the curtains now.
Say, Jack, I'm awfully sorry I missed that line of mine during the broadcast.
Well, Don, these things happen sometimes, but fortunately, Mary was alert and read your line.
No, but I don't think it was believable when Mary said, Jack, how would you like to come with me to a Turkish bath?
Well, all right, Don, so you made a mistake. I mean, don't worry about it.
Oh, but Jack, I've been an announcer for so many years, I shouldn't make mistakes.
Forget about it, Donzie, forget about it. After all, Jackson ain't going to fire you. Of course not.
Or cut your salary.
Mary, you keep out of it. Don, I'll let it go this time.
Oh, here, Mr. Benny, you going to sign this?
Huh? Oh, yes, Dennis. Hey, what's that he's signing, Dennis?
My contract. He does it after every show.
What? Jack, how come you've got Dennis on a week-to-week contract?
Well, I'm getting older, and he's afraid my voice might change.
Yeah.
Jack Benny, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
What do you mean ashamed? That's just smart business. I mean, what good is he to me if his voice changes? After all, baritones are a dime a dozen.
According to my salary, so are tenors.
Never mind. Now, let's not get into any discussions. You're signed for next week, so be happy. Now, kid, supposing we... Oh, answer the phone, will you, Mary?
Okay, Jack.
It ain't the real telephone, Mr. Benny. I was just testing my sound equipment.
Oh, are you getting ready for your next show, Gene?
Yeah, I like to test all my sound effects out first to see if they're working.
Say, this is an interesting-looking gadget. What is it?
Oh, this is how we make the sound of a body falling down a flight of stairs. Listen.
Gosh. What's this one here?
Oh, that's a medieval torture rack. Here, show you how it works.
Gee.
Say, what's this effect here? Oh, that's a guillotine. That cuts off people's heads. Listen.
Gosh. Say, what is your next program?
Life can be beautiful.
I must listen to it. You know, for heaven's sakes, Phil.
What's the matter, Jackson?
Look at the way all your musicians are still sitting on the bandstand. The show is over. Get rid of them. I don't want to have to pay overtime again.
Okay. Gentlemen, by the power vested in me by James Caesar Petrillo, I dismiss thee. There, does that suit you?
No, it doesn't suit me. Look how you musicians leave all their junk on the bandstand. I have them come back here and clean it up.
Okay. Hey, fellas, come back here and carry out your music, your instruments, and rambling.
It's better. You know, Phil, the trouble with you is you always think that...
Hey, hold still there! Away!
Dennis, get away from those sound effects. Silly kid, I'm stuck with him for another week. Well, there's nothing else to do here. I'm going to my dressing room, change clothes, and go home.
Oh, say, Jack, just a minute.
Huh?
How would you like to go to a nightclub tonight?
A nightclub?
Yeah. You know, the Sportsman Quartet's appearing at Billy Gray's bandbox, and I thought it might be nice if we all went over there and had some fun.
Say, why don't we do that?
Yeah, they got a swell show.
Well...
Oh, come on, Dad. Loosen up for once. Why don't you spend a little? Try it. It might be fun.
Look, Phil, I'll tell you why I'm so careful about how much I spend. It's because I work plenty hard for my money.
So what? I spend, and Alice works hard, too.
That I can understand. Dennis, stop fooling around with those sound effects.
That wasn't a sound effect. I fell down the stairs.
Good. Well, I think I'll home.
Jack, why don't you come to the bandbox? We'll have a lot of fun.
Yeah, don't worry about the money, Dad.
What?
Come on along. We'll all chip in and pay your share.
Look, nobody has to pay for me. I'll pay my own check, and what's more, I'll pay Mary's, too.
Gee, I thought it was Dennis who fell downstairs.
It was, Dennis, and if he doesn't cut out the foolishness, there'll be another singer on this show.
You can't fire me till my voice changes.
Oh, yes. Well, look, if you're still a tenor, let me hear the song you're going to do on next week's show, and then I won't have to bother listening to it later. Phil, can you get your orchestra back?
Sure. Next round is on the house.
Thank you, Phil. Sing, Dennis. Dennis? Dennis, that sounded great. It'll be wonderful on next week's show.
Thanks, Mr. Benny. I'm glad you liked it.
Because it's one of my favorite. Dennis, give me back that contract.
Oh, I was only kidding.
Oh.
Look, Jack, if we're going to the bandbox, you better go to your dressing room and change.
That's right, Jack. Then we can all go together.
Okay, kids, I'll hurry. Wait for me. Ouch! Dennis!
What happened?
He opened the sound effects door and I walked into the wall. Look, keep him out of mischief, will you, fellas? Gee, they're sure redecorating the studios. I like this new paint job they have in the hall. Look at all those fingerprints on the wall. Can't understand it. Wet paint signs all over the place, and yet people have got to touch it. They just can't believe in signs.
Oh, hello, boss.
Hello, Rochester. Did you hear the show?
Yeah, it was good. And say, how'd you get that paint on your finger?
Never mind. Hand me a towel. Thank you.
You ready for me to drive you home?
I'm not going home, Rochester. The gang and I are going to the bandbox tonight.
You going to a nightclub, boss?
Uh-huh.
With the whole gang?
Uh-huh.
You want to put on another suit so you can say you forgot your money?
No, they're wise to that one, but I do have to change clothes. Come on, help me.
Okay, I got everything laid out fresh for you. Suit, socks, shirt, and tie, and here, we may as well start with this.
Well, I don't think I need a fresh one.
I do. The weather's kind of damp, and the curls are all out of the one you wear.
Gee, they shouldn't be. But all right, I'll change.
Say, boys, since you're not going home, can I have the night off? Remember, you've been promising me one for a long time.
Oh, yes. What was it you wanted to do?
Get that appendicitis operation I need.
All right, Rochester, but be home early.
I'll tell the doctor.
Now, I better call the nightclub and make a reservation.
Say, Mabel, what is it, Geitfield? Mr. Benny's line is flashing. Yeah, I wonder what Saturday's hero wants now. I'll plug in and find out. Hello? Yes, Mr. Benny. I'll try and get them immediately. He wants I should get him Billy Gray's bandbox. I wonder why. Say, I know. That's where the Sportsman Quartet is singing. And I'll bet he's going to try to get them to sing his song. Did Mr. Benny write a song? Yeah, didn't you know? No, what's the name of it? When you say I beg your pardon, Poopsie, then I'll come back to you. Is Poopsie in the title? It was when he sang it to me last night. Say, you didn't tell me you were going out with Jack last night. Well, he called me at the last minute, so I put on my new dress. You didn't tell me you had a new dress either. Well, it isn't exactly new. I bought it in that shop that sells clothes that used to belong to big stars. Gosh. Who did this dress belong to, Lana Turner? No, Milton Berle. Well, with your figure, it must have fit perfectly. Look who's talking. If it wasn't for your buck teeth, you'd have no figure at all. Anyway, Jack liked me well enough to sing me his song. Imagine him writing a song. I thought he'd quit after he tried to write short stories and sell them to the magazines. Why? What happened then? He found out that they paid a nickel a word, so he made his hero stutter. You know, Mabel, I went out with Jack a couple of weeks ago.
Operator.
I'm sorry. The bandbox number is busy.
Oh, well, keep trying it. When you get it, make a reservation in my name for a party of 5.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, Charlie.
Yes, Mr. Lois?
Jack Benny called and made a reservation for a party of 5. Will you set up a table?
Yes, sir. How about that table over there?
Oh, that's too close to the exit.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, last time he was here, when the check came, he lit a match, yelled fire, and that was the last we saw of him.
Gee.
Well, I'll say one thing. We didn't have any trouble getting the money from Mr. Harris.
You didn't?
No, we just reached under the table and took it out of his wallet.
Oh, here comes Mr. Benny and his party now. I better go set the table.
Good evening, Mr. Benny. Your table is ready. This way, please.
Thank you. Come on, kid.
Hey, you go first, Liv.
Okay.
Here's your table, folks.
Thank you.
I'll have the waiter here in a moment.
Good.
Oh, Jack, isn't that wonderful music for dancing?
Sure is. But, Mary, you're the only girl, and there are 4 fellas, so you'll have to dance with all of us.
Oh, certainly, Jack.
Good. Dennis?
Huh?
Dennis, would you like to have the first dance?
Oh, no, thanks. I'd rather dance with Mary.
That's what I meant.
Oh.
Come on, Mary, I'll dance with you first.
Okay.
You know, I like dancing with you, Mary.
Oh, thanks, Jack.
Me? When we're dancing and you're dangerously near me, I get ideas. I get ideas.
Oh, Dad, come now.
Well, I don't care. I like to dance with you, Mary. You know, you haven't changed a bit since the day I took you out of the May Company.
Oh, yes, I have. I'm much thinner.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I ought to give you a raise, huh? But no kidding. Whoops. Say, mister, why don't you watch where you're dancing?
Jack, we're the only ones on the floor.
Oh, then it must have been me.
Jack, come on, let's go back to the table.
What's the matter, Mary? Don't you like to dance with me?
My feet are too small for both of us.
All right, let's sit down. Hey, kids, did you order yet?
Oh, we're waiting for you, Mary.
Oh, waiter. Waiter.
Yeah?
We'll look at the menus now.
We don't use no menus here.
No menus? And how do we know what food to order?
You name it, we got it.
Oh. Well, I'll have some prime ribs of beef.
We ain't got no prime rib.
Oh, then I'll have some southern fried chicken.
We ain't got no chicken.
How about steak?
We ain't got no steak.
Pork chops?
Nope.
Roast lamb?
Now, wait a minute. You said if we name it, you've got it.
You ain't named it yet.
We're not going to play guessing games. Bring us what you've got.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. Every time I go someplace, I always have trouble.
Oh, Jack, quiet. The floor show is going to start.
Oh, yes.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? This is your master of ceremonies, Lenny Kent. Welcome you to the bandbox. And before we start our show tonight, I want to tell you a funny thing that happened on the way to the club. You know, I was walking down the street, and a panhandler stopped me and said, "Hey, Bud, can you spare me $2,000 for a boat trip to Brazil?" I said, $2,000 for a boat trip to Brazil? Well, you know, most panhandlers just ask for a cup of coffee. He said, "That's what I want. I like to drink it fresh."
Say, Mary, this guy is good.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, as I look around the audience, see, I see someone I'm sure all is familiar to you.
Oh, darn it, this always happens.
A gentleman you all love and respect.
Well, I'll just take a quick bow and sit down.
A gentleman you welcome into your home every week. Your television repairman, Joe Gallagher. And now, to continue with our show...
Hey, you, down front!
Jack, sit down.
Gee, I thought sure he was going to introduce me. Oh, well.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the next act is a real treat. we have with us the famous Sportsman Quartet, who will now do a number dedicated to their boss, Jack Benson. That's Benny!
Jack, the sportsmen are going to dedicate their song to you.
I know. Quiet, everybody! Hey, that was very good, wasn't it, Mary, the way they sang about me?
Yeah. Well, your eyes are beautiful.
I know. Joan Crawford didn't even name me in the first 10. Imagine.
Oh, I was supposed to get here. I'm hungry.
Me too. I wonder what they're going to... Dennis, what are you doing?
Shh, I'm going to give Phil a hot foot.
Oh, is he down there already? We've only been here long enough for one dance.
Oh, Mr. Benny.
Huh?
I had no idea you were here in person until the quartet sang that number to you. Would you mind giving me your autograph?
My autograph, certainly.
It's not for me, it's for my sister.
Oh.
She thinks you're wonderful.
She does?
That's why I'm getting your autograph for her. It'll make her so happy.
Thank you.
Personally, I like Spade Kool-Aid.
Look, miss, do you want my autograph?
I'm getting it for my sister.
I know.
She thinks you're the funniest thing on radio.
Thank you.
All day long she goes around singing that lousy song you wrote.
Look, miss, I didn't send for you. You came over and asked for my autograph.
It's not for her, it's for her sister.
I know who it's for. Miss, what's your sister's name?
Dogmar.
You mean Dagmar.
Don't tell me what my sister looks like.
Oh, go away and don't bother me, will you?
Hey, kids, here comes the food. Just look at the size of that tray.
One side, please. Step aside, please. Heads up.
Gee, I better move over before I...
Jack, look out!
Oh.
Jack, are you hurt?
No, I'm not hurt, but look at me. My suit is ruined. That waiter did this on purpose.
I did not. You bumped my shoulder. My feet went out from under me.
Well, it's your own fault for wearing slippery shoes.
What shoes? I'm barefoot.
Barefoot?
In the second show, I do a hula dance.
What?
I want to go back and do my little Christian.
Well, I've had enough of you. I'm going to call Mr. Lewis.
Mr. Lewis ain't here. He just left.
Well, I'm going to talk to the Major D. Oh, Captain. Are you the captain?
Well, who do you think I am mixing this salad? Caesar?
Never mind that. Just look at me. Look at my soup. Meat and potatoes and gravy all over.
The next time you come in, we'll give you a bib.
I don't need a bib. This waiter spilled all his food on me.
Well, accidents will happen.
Accident nothing. He did it on purpose.
Good.
Now, look, never mind. Just look at my soup.
Say, you are a man.
Yeah.
With all that gravy on you. I'll wipe it off.
Not with a piece of bread. For heaven's sake.
Captain, just wipe them off with a napkin so we can go home.
Certainly. Hold still, Mr. Benny. Yes, that does the coat. Now for the pants.
Now, don't forget my shoes.
Oh, yes, your shoes. There. Now, Charlie, hand me the scissors.
Scissors?
As long as you have that bowl on your head, I might as well give you a haircut.
A haircut? That's ridiculous.
Mary, keep out of this. Charlie, hand me a magazine. Not too much off the side, Captain. When we're dancing and you're dancing near me, I get ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, Sunday is Fun Day on CBS, and you'll hear such great comedy shows as Amos and Andy, My Friend Irma, and Our Miss Brooks.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go out to Jack Benny's home in Beverly Hills. It's morning, and Rochester is running the bath.
Oh, boss.
Yes, Rochester.
The tub is ready.
Yeah, hope the water isn't too hot.
Oh, no, it's just right. I tested it with my elbow.
Did you put in the lavender bath salts like I told you to?
Oh, yes, a whole box. And also 2 packages of that stuff that makes bubbles.
Good, good. Come on, Polly, your bath is ready. Oh, for heaven's sakes, we go through this every time. Come on now, Polly, you've got to take your bath. Now, Daddy had Rochester put lavender bath salts in it.
And that stuff that makes millions of bubbles.
Well, what do you say? Well, that does it. Rochester, pick up the cage and bring it in the bathroom.
Yes, sir.
Oh, quiet! Now, Polly, look, set the cage up on the sink, Rochester.
Yes, sir.
Now, Polly, Daddy, you'll open the little door and you dive right in the tub. Polly, stop whimpering and dive already. I can't understand it. I thought sure Polly was over her fear of water.
Yeah, especially after all that money you spent taking her to the psychiatrist.
It cost me a fortune. I took Polly to that psychiatrist's office every afternoon for 2 weeks. Maybe I shouldn't have stopped her treatment so soon.
Well, why did you?
I had to. Nothing looks sillier than a parrot lying on a couch. Now, look, Polly, Daddy isn't angry at you. He just wants you to get...
Quick, boss, open the cage. Polly wants to get into the tub.
Well, what brought that about?
I threw a rubber duck in the water.
A rubber duck?
Polly, let her in quick, boss. Let her in quick before she finds out it's a decoy.
Okay, Polly, okay. Here we go. You stay here and finish bathing Polly, Rochester. I'll get the door. When you say da-da-da-da-dum, da-dee-da-da-da-dum. See, that song I wrote can't miss. Coming.
Well, hello, Mr. Benny.
Oh, hello, Dennis. Come on in.
Mr. Benny, what took you so long to answer the door?
Oh, Rochester and I were bathing Polly.
Gee, not in the bathtub again.
Why not?
Last time you gave Polly a bath, you pulled the plug, she went down the drain and came out at El Segundo.
Yeah, the psychiatrist said that's what gave her the fear of water, you know. Anyway, Dennis, I'm glad you dropped by because I want to get your opinion on something.
Yeah, what?
Well, I've been looking over my song this morning, and I thought I'd make a little change. I wanted to be perfect.
Your song?
Yes, just listen to the change that I have in mind, and tell me what you think.
Okay.
Good. The music is right here on the...
What's the matter?
My song, it isn't on the piano. Every time Rochester cleans in here, I can't find anything. Now, where's my song?
Did you look in the garbage disposal?
Don't be funny.
Are you sure your song was here this morning?
I'm positive. I worked on it about an hour. I remember. It was just before I read the Sunday paper. Oh, Rochester!
Yes, boss?
Come here a minute. I can't find my song. Do you know where it is?
No, sir.
Well, think back. What did you do this morning?
Well, I cooked breakfast, washed the dishes, cleaned the living room, and after you finished reading the Sunday paper, I put it back on Mr. Coleman's porch.
Yes?
Then I came back and helped you bathe Polly.
Gee, I can't understand it.
Well, I better go now.
Now, wait a minute, Dennis. As long as you dropped in, let's hear the song you're going to do on the program. What's it going to be?
Well, it's called Never, and it's from a picture I just finished at 20th Century Fox, produced by Georgie Jessel.
Oh, what's the name of it?
Golden Girl.
Golden Girl, eh? And you're in it.
Uh-huh.
What part do you play?
I don't know. I haven't seen the picture yet.
Dennis, just sing, will you please?
Oh, okay.
That was very, very good, Dennis. Excellent. In fact, your voice is getting better and better all the time. And you know, someday, when you look at your paycheck, you may find a nice, substantial...
Words, promises, double talk.
What?
nothing. I swallowed my gum.
Well, Dennis, the next time I... Oh, hello, Phil. When'd you come in?
Just a minute ago. Hey, Jackson, that wasn't Alice on the phone, was it?
No.
Look, if Alice calls, don't tell her you saw me.
Why? Well, what's the matter?
I want to lay low till she cools off.
No kidding, Phil. Are you in trouble?
Believe me, Jackson, if I didn't need the money, I wouldn't have done it.
Phil, what did you do?
I played gin rummy with my kids and won $40.
You won $40 playing gin rummy with your children?
With a couple of pigeons I'm raising.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Phil, let me...
Uh-oh. Hey, Jackson, if that's Alice, tell her I ain't yet been here no time today.
You ain't yet been here no time today?
Yeah. Tell her.
I will, Phil. I may phrase it differently, but I'll tell her. Coming.
Why don't you forget about being a songwriter, Jackson? Ain't it enough that the Maybelline Company named you Blue Eyes of 1951?
What?
That's what it said in this morning's paper.
Today's paper? Well, this I have to... Oh, darn it. Rochester's already put the Sunday paper back on the Coleman's porch.
Ronnie! Oh, Ronnie, where are you?
I'm here in the den, Benita.
Playing a little solitaire, huh?
Yes, and I've almost got it beat, too.
Well, you won't finish it.
Well, you said the same thing last night, and you were right. How did you know?
The Queen of Spades is missing. You'll find a new deck of cards in the...
I beg your pardon, Mr. Coleman.
Yes, Sherwood?
I brought in the Sunday paper.
Oh, thank you. Well, now, let's see what's new. Benita, look at this. I was right.
What?
You wouldn't agree with me when I predicted both these things last week, but I was right all the time.
Well, right about what?
That Churchill would be elected and Dick Tracy would find Bonnie Bread. I wonder what's in the... Hello, what's this?
What's what?
A sheet of music just fell out of the paper.
Oh, a sheet of music?
Yes, let me see. It's a song by Jack Benny.
Jack Benny wrote a song?
So it seems.
What's the name of it?
When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you.
Oh, I say, now, really?
Yes, I'm afraid, really. Listen to this. When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. When you ask me to forgive you, I'll return. Like the swallows at Cyrano, return to Capistrano. For you, my heart...
Ronnie?
Yes?
I'm not sure I heard correctly. Was that like the swallows at Cyrano, return to Capistrano?
That's what he wrote. That's what the man wrote. He wrote that. And then it goes... if you say that you are sorry, then I will understand. 'Neath the harvest moon, we'll pledge our love anew.
Ronnie, you're joking.
Anita, I was never more serious or more nauseated in my life. Listen to the rest of it. So, my darling, though we've parted, come back to whence we started.
When?
Yes, Jack has a footnote on the bottom saying, yes, whence it's the poetic form of where. Now, just let me finish this. So, my darling, though we've parted, come back to whence we started, and sweetheart, then I'll come back to you. This is the lousiest thing I've ever heard.
Ronnie, please, do you have to use that kind of language?
What else can I say about it?
Well, you still don't have to use that kind of language. You can say it's the most awful thing you ever heard.
Well, darling, this is not the most awful thing I ever heard. This is the lousiest thing I ever
heard. Ronnie.
Well, imagine so, my darling, though we parted, come back to whence we started. I wish he'd bring our lawnmower back from whence he got it. Well, that man has borrowed everything. The lawnmower, the ping-pong table, the garden hose, the vacuum cleaner.
And the Queen of Spades.
Oh, so that's where it went.
Uh-huh.
Benita, why in the name of Eli Culbertson would Benny borrow just one card?
Well, it was missing from his deck, and he explained how. You see, he was doing a card trick. Dennis Day picked the Queen of Spades. Mr. Benny told him to put it where he couldn't see it. So Dennis ate it.
Dennis Day. You know. I have a great affection for that lad. I understand he drives Benny crazy.
But you know, darling, there's one thing that's rather amazing about Jack.
Oh, what's that?
Well, with all the things he's taken from us through the years, not once has he tried to borrow any money.
Well, darling, money is the one thing he doesn't use.
He doesn't use it? Well, what does he do with his money?
Well, he gets it, counts it, caresses it, and buries it. Sometimes that Benny gets me so mad that...
I beg your pardon, sir.
Yes, what is it, Sherwood?
If I'm not intruding, I'd like to say something about Mr. Benny's borrowing.
Oh, the floor is yours. With this subject, the more the merrier.
Well, do you remember in September when he gave that big party at his house and came over and borrowed me?
Oh, yes, Sherwood. You never did tell us about that party. What happened?
Well, it was a rather interesting experience, especially serving dinner to Dennis Day. For dessert, he insisted on pie a la mode. Imagine pie a la mode.
But that's not so odd, Sherwood. Here in America, lots of people have ice cream on their pie.
On chicken pot pie?
Oh.
Strangely enough, that was all he ate.
Well, he probably wasn't hungry after eating the Queen of Spades.
I beg your pardon, sir?
No, it's nothing, Sherwood. What else happened at the party?
Well, as the evening wore on, they played charades and 20 questions. And then about midnight, they all formed a circle around Phil Harris.
Oh? What sort of game was that?
No game. They were just trying to determine whether or not he was dead. Will you be needing me any further, sir?
No, thank you, Sherwood. You may go.
Thank you.
Now, what are you doing, Benita?
I'm just looking at the theatrical section. They got some good pictures showing. Would you like to go?
Oh, no, dear. I don't feel like going out, no.
Okay. One of the neighborhood theaters is showing a revival of one of your pictures.
Where? When? Who? What?
I would like to go to the movies. The theater on the corner has a double feature.
All right, then let's go.
Well, good. And, Ronnie, since we'll be passing Jack's house, let's return his song to him.
Oh, yes. I'll get the car out.
But no, let's walk to the theater. The fresh air will do us good.
Yes, and it won't hurt his song any either. Come on.
Well, Ronnie, don't just stand there. Ring the doorbell.
Oh, all right.
Yes, what? Ronnie, Benita, I'm so glad to see you. Come on in, come in.
Jack, we didn't intend to drop in on you.
Now, don't bother apologizing. Come on in, come in.
No, but we only dropped by to... Stop pulling!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jack, we only wanted to return your song. We found it in our morning paper.
My song? So that's where it was. Thank you ever so much, Benita. I'm so glad to get it back.
Why? What?
Ronnie.
Oh, yes. Yes, I imagine you would be glad to get it back.
Well, I sure am.
Well, Jack, we have to be running along.
No, Ronnie, now, don't go yet.
Jack, we were on our way to see it.
I won't take no for an answer. Now, you must come in and visit. After all, I haven't seen you for so long.
So long.
Gee, he must have thought I was saying goodbye. I hope they didn't think I was trying to get rid of them. Well, anyway, I got my song back. When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. When you ask me to...
Well, we're lucky, Benita. We got in at the movies just at the break.
Yes, and the newsreel is just starting.
And now for some personalities in the news. We take you first to Beverly Hills to the home of a well-known star who has written a song.
When you say I beg your pardon...
Oh, no.
Then I'll come back to you. When you ask me to...
With Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester Davis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The Friars Club is giving Jack Benny a dinner to commemorate his 20 years in radio. As we look in on Jack now, he's rehearsing his speech for the occasion.
So in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for this great tribute. There, how did that sound, Rochester?
Fine, boss, fine. Say, boss, this party they're giving you, how long is it going to last?
Oh, it'll start about 8:30, should be over by 11.
Call that a party?
Roch, I think that's long enough for a party, from 8:30 to 11.
With us, that's known as the children's hour.
Never mind, just finish my packing. And Rochester, while I'm gone, forward all my mail to the Waldorf Astoria.
You staying at the Waldorf?
Yes.
I made a reservation for you at the Acme Plaza.
Well, just forget about it.
Well, we can't, boss, we can't.
Why not?
They're holding 2 clean sheets for you.
Gee, what they won't do for celebrities. Well, we better write them a nice note. I'll answer the door, Rochester. You finish packing.
Yes, sir.
So, my darling, though we've parted, come back to whence we started.
Whence?
Yes, whence. It's a poetic form of where. Oh, hello, Mary. Come on in.
Well, Jack, I'm all ready. Are you packed?
Almost. I would have called you, but I'm so busy with all these last-minute things, and I'm nervous, too.
Well, I don't blame you for being excited. Jack, I'll bet that banquet will be just wonderful.
Well, it should be. Practically everyone in the business will be there. Milton Berle, George Burns, Jesse Block, Eddie Cantor, Fred Allen, Georgie Jessel, and a lot of people...
Jack, they asked Fred Allen to come?
Well, Mary, they weren't going to, but I insisted that he be invited.
Ah, that was nice of you. And I hope you'll forget your silly grudge and talk to him at the banquet.
Mary, these days, Allen doesn't need conversation. He needs food. Believe me. Huh?
Well, Jack, it should be a nice banquet, especially at the Waldorf. What are they going to serve?
Well, they left that up to me, and I told them I'd like something I usually eat at home. Something like pheasant under glass. What are you laughing at?
The closest you come to pheasant under glass is when your parrot fell in the fishbowl.
Mary, don't be ridiculous. I wouldn't eat Polly.
But, boss, I saw you put it in the oven.
Only to dry her off. Now, look, Rochester, if you don't finish my packing... Oh, answer the phone, will you, Mary, please?
Oh, sure. Hello?
Hello, Liv.
Oh, it's you, Phil.
Yeah, but on a streetcar, I'm called Desire.
Well... That's what happens when you write your own stuff. What do you want, Phil?
The old man around?
Yeah, Jack's sitting in the next room.
Well, if the phone cord don't reach, call me back when he's closer.
Oh, wait a minute, Phil. I'll call him. Jack, it's Phil.
Thanks, Mary.
Hello, Phil.
Hey, Jackson, I just had to call you. I thought of the greatest joke that you ever heard in your life.
Look, Phil.
Hey, ask me why girls who live in the Rockies won't take sun baths.
For heaven's sake, Phil, I haven't time for that corny stuff. I'm packing for my trip to New York. In case you don't know it, the Friars are giving me a testimonial dinner there.
So what? Mark's giving me a testimonial next week. I almost cried when they gave me my gift.
They gave you the gift already? What is it?
A baton with a corkscrew on the end of it.
Gosh.
Yeah. I got a little deal with the arranger. From now on, he's writing nothing but upbeats.
Look, Phil.
Too bad you can't be there, Jackson. You're going to miss my speech.
Oh, you going to make a speech, too?
Certainly. Hey, look, how's this sound? Guests, friends, fellow musicians, and policemen.
Oh, you invited the police?
No, but they'll be there. They'll be there.
Well, they're bound to be. Look, Phil, I'd like to stand here and talk to you about your soiree, but I have to finish packing. So long.
Now, wait a minute, Jackson. Wait a minute. I want you to hear that joke I called about. Ask me why girls who live in the Rockies won't take sunbaths.
All right, Phil. Why won't girls who live in the Rockies... Rochester! Oh, just a minute, Phil. I better answer the door. Never fails. Whenever I'm in a hurry, there's a million interruptions. Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello.
Come on in, kid. Well, Dennis, I suppose you came over to say goodbye.
Yeah, how did you know I was going away?
Oh, are you going away, too?
Uh-huh. As long as I got a few days off, I thought I'd go to Waxahachie, Texas.
Oh. Are you going there on business?
No.
Oh, then you have friends there.
No.
Relatives?
No.
Rochester, be sure to pack my tuxedo. I'll need it for the banquet.
Yes, sir.
Dennis, if you're not going on...
Mary, don't get into this. Please. Don't stop. We're starting on a trip. Let's be happy-go-lucky.
Jack, I've got to ask him. Dennis, if you're not going on business and you have no friends or relatives there, why are you going to Waxahachie?
The name fascinates me.
Well, Dennis, for you, that's a good reason. I remember once you went to Philadelphia because your mother wanted cream cheese.
Dennis, how are you going to Waxahachie? By train?
No, I'm going to fly.
Oh, you're flying. What plane are you going to take?
No plane. I need the exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Dennis, what are you doing?
I'm counting up to 10 for him. He's so mad he can't talk.
Well, maybe you ought to do your song.
Yeah, I think Gee, look at the way his eyes stick out. I better sing.
Yes, I'll say you better. Dennis, that was beautiful. You know, it's amazing. When you talk to me, I get so mad. Then when you sing, it's the most wonderful thing in the whole...
Jack, he went out.
No, he walked into the closet. Lock it, Mary.
Well, I better be running along too, Jack.
Okay, Mary, I'm sorry we're not going on the same plane.
Well, I can't go till Tuesday, but I'll see you in New York.
Yeah. Come here and kiss me goodbye.
Okay. Gee, look at the way his eyes stick out.
They'll be all right by the time I get to New York. Goodbye, Mary.
Goodbye, doll.
Gee, she called me doll. Now, let's see. What was I doing?
Say, boss, do you want to take your violin along on the trip?
My violin? Say, maybe I better. Oh, no. Answer the door, will you, please?
Yes, boss.
Hello, Rochester. Mr. Benny in?
Yeah, come right in. Boss, it's Mr. Georgie Jethro.
Well, Georgie, nice to see you. What are you doing here?
Well, I had a few minutes between banquets, so I thought I'd drop by.
Well, this is a pleasant surprise. I didn't expect to see you till we got to New York.
Well, Jack, I had a reason. I've been thinking about your dinner.
About the testimonial dinner?
Yes, and I thought that instead of having the usual type of speeches, it might be a lot nicer if I told them the story of your life.
Say, that's a pretty good idea. At the dinner, huh? Do you want me to write it?
No, I wrote it myself, but I want your approval of it.
Oh, about my life. Well, go ahead. Let's hear it.
All right. Okay, now after the preliminary speeches are over, the lights will dim down, I'll stand up, and there'll be a big fanfare. Ladies and gentlemen, our story starts with the birth of Jack Benny in the year 1894. Just 39 years ago. It all happened in the little town of Waukegan, Illinois. The proud parents gazed with delight on the blue-eyed baby. And it was at this moment that Jack Benny's voice was heard for the first time.
Look at him, Papa. He's so cute.
Yes. We'll call him Jackie.
Doctor, I want to ask you something. Oh, I know all parents think their children are unusual, but honestly, Doctor, isn't our Jackie different from most babies? Look at little Jackie, Papa. He's got your mouth.
And he's got your nose.
And he's got your eyes.
And he's got your ears.
And look at his hair.
That's mine. It slipped off.
There, Jackie. Quiet now.
Now, Mr. Benny, about my fee.
Don't worry, Doctor. Just mail your bill, and my son Jackie will send you a check.
Oh, thank you very much. Wait a minute. Your son here, Jackie? He's only a few minutes old. How can he send me a check?
I don't know how he did it, but he already saved $800.
And so the little baby began to grow and make rapid progress. At the age of 6 months, he astounded medical science because he had 32 teeth. All uppers. But Jackie was a happy little child, and all day long he used to sit in his crib playing with his toys. As he grew older, his parents gave him everything he wanted. But Jack wasn't an only child. He had a younger sister named Florence. Today he has an older sister named Florence. The years passed, and finally, Jackie entered school. As a student, he was exceptionally bright, particularly in arithmetic.
And now for the next question, I will call on Jackie Benny.
Yes, teacher.
Now, Jackie, if you loan $10 to Albert, and $5 to Irving, and $15 to Tommy, and they all paid you back at once, how much money would you have?
$31.
I'm sorry, Jackie, but the correct answer is $30.
What about the interest?
Oh, yes, I forgot. And that reminds me, Jackie, I'll pay you the money I owe you Friday.
Good. Good. Then I'll give you back your wristwatch.
It was easy to see that there was something about Jackie that was different from other boys. In his class, there was one little boy who lived near the stockyards. There was another whose home was above a livery stable. Still another who lived next door to a glue factory. Yet Jackie was the only kid in the class called Stinky. However, somehow he seemed to know that he was destined for a musical career. And for the next few years, he took violin lessons regularly.
No. How many times must I tell you? Smoothly.
I'm sorry.
Well, play it again. Only this time, hold the bow with one hand. You're not Ty Cobb.
try.
No, not today. The lesson she is over.
Oh, well. Goodbye, Professor.
Wait. You did not pay me.
Huh?
Mr. Benny, I want my money. When Jack was persistent about his violin playing, he took lessons year... Mr. Benny, my money. After year. Mr. Benny, my money. After year. Please, Mr. Benny, my money. Finally came the day of his graduation from elementary school. Oh, it was a proud moment for Jack and his parents. That was the day that he put on his first pair of long pants. They looked kind of bulky over his diapers. But as he was about to leave the house, his parents looked at him proudly and said,
Jackie, we're proud of you.
Thanks, Mother. And I'm so excited.
Look at him, Mama. Doesn't he look handsome?
Oh, he should look handsome. He's got your mouth.
And he's got your nose.
And he's got your eyes.
And he's still got my hair.
You'll get it. You'll get it. Let him graduate first. And, Papa, we want to get there early. He's going to play a violin solo.
Relatives, teachers, and fellow graduates, your kind reception to my musical offering has filled my little heart with joy. But I don't deserve all this applause alone. Some of the glory must be shared by my music teacher. That wonderful man, that brilliant genius, that great...
Never mind the compliments. I want my money. Jack Benny's schooling and violin study was interrupted by World War I when he entered the armed forces. He was really much too young to go, but his father was on the draft board. And so, early in 1917, we find Jack Benny no longer a boy, but a man, ready to enter the Navy.
Goodbye, Papa.
Go already. And so the war was over, and Jack went home, but his parents had moved. And so he decided on vaudeville as a career. It was about this time that many changes took place in the entertainment world. New innovations had come along, the radio talking pictures. And on one picture called Lucky Boy, a handsome young leading man named Georgie Jessel scored an immediate smash hit when he sang, "One bright and guiding light that taught me wrong from right I found in my mother's eyes. Those baby tales she told.
Georgie.
That road all paved with gold.
Georgie, me. It's my life story.
I'm sorry. With the advent of the radio, many new stars were made overnight. And one of the brightest was the man who always opened his show with,
"Hello again."
From this, he became a star. But when Jack realized that he was a big hit in radio, he decided to get his own program. And first, he looked for an announcer. He didn't have to look far because Don Wilson was everywhere. But one of the freshest things about Jack's show was the new talent that he always found for it. And he usually met these supporting players in unusual places. For instance, one day while he was shopping...
Oh, miss, do you have dental floss?
Yes, the May Company has everything. And say, you have all uppers, haven't you?
Hey, you notice everything. You're pretty cute. How about having dinner with me tonight?
I'm sorry, but I never let strangers buy me dinner.
Good. You're my type.
Look, mister, you better stop annoying me.
Hey, Mary, you want me to come over there and punch him in the nose?
It's all right, babe. I can handle it myself.
Yes, and that was how Jack first met Mary Livingston. He took her away from the May Company and made her a star. Then one day, Jack was crossing Vine Street, He stepped off the curb and...
Whoops, sorry. I almost tripped over you. I didn't see you.
I didn't see you either. I was face down.
And so Phil Harris joined the show. Now that Jack had an orchestra, he needed a singer, and he auditioned dozens of them. One day he listened to a newcomer, a shy, apple-cheeked young lad with the face of a cherub and a beautiful voice. And when he finished singing, Jack said,
"So your name is Dennis Day?"
Yeah, you want to make something out of it?
Jack hired this talented young tenor, and after 4 or 5 years, with no outside help, he almost drove Jack nuts. Now, with his cash completed, Jack decided to move into a new house in Beverly Hills with his faithful valet, Rochester.
Boss, this house is sure beautiful.
Yes, it is, Rochester. But you know, I've been thinking.
About what?
Well, a house isn't really a home without a woman.
Want me to get married?
Never mind.
And so Jack moved into his new home, which he still resides. The house is located in Beverly Hills. The day he moved in, his next-door neighbor exclaimed,
About the fence, Benita. Do you honestly think that 20 feet will be high enough?
And so, distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, that brings us up to the present here at Jack Benny's testimonial dinner. And while we have kidded him tonight about those various characteristics he has assumed on his radio programs merely for the purpose of making you laugh, you who know him best will say of Jack Benny that he is a fine comedian and a fine man. I thank you. Well, Jack, that's the speech. How do you like it?
Gee, it's beautiful, Georgie. Really beautiful.
Well, I'm glad you like it. Well, I got to be running along. I'll see you in New York.
So long, Georgie.
So long, Jack.
Well, have you got the bags all packed, Rochester?
Yes, sir.
Well, you can take them out to the airport now, and I'll meet you out there as soon as I finish my television show.
Say, that's right. That is tonight, isn't it, boss?
Certainly. I go on in a couple of minutes.
Okay, boss. I'll take it. Wait a minute. What's the receiver doing off the phone?
Huh? Oh, my goodness. I was talking to Phil, and I told him to hold the wire. I wonder if... Hello, Phil. Are you still there?
Yeah, go ahead, Jackson. Ask me. Ask me.
Okay, Phil. All right, Phil. Why won't the girls who live in the Rockies take sunbaths?
Because the mountain peaks.
You may have had to wait 20 minutes, but you got it in there.
Come on, Rochester, let's go.
Okay, Phil, okay, hold it, Phil, hold it. Stop it, stop
What's
the music.
wrong now, Jackson?
Nothing, we've rehearsed enough. We ought to relax a little before we go on the air.
Yeah, we'll be on in 10 minutes.
Don, I want to talk to the audience before we go on the air, so when the studio fills up, let me know, will you? I'll be in my dressing room.
Okay, Jack.
This way for the Jack Benny program. Don't crowd, please. Single file coming through the door, please.
Come on, Annabelle. We want to get seats down in front so Mr. Benny can hear me laugh at his jokes.
Okay, Uncle Rochester. How come Mr. Benny gave you the day off?
Day off? When you hear the jokes I have to laugh at, I'm working, honey. I'm working.
Do I have to laugh too, Uncle Rochester?
Yeah. I'll nudge you with my elbow. If it's a little joke, you just giggle.
Uh-huh.
And if Mr. Benny tells a big joke, you laugh real loud.
Well, what'll I do if it's kind of a medium joke?
You don't tell them that way, honey. They're either good or bad. But don't worry, I'll give you the elbow. Now follow me. There are 2 seats in the second row.
Say, Phil, I want to ask you something.
your orchestra was beginning to sound pretty good, and then all of a sudden you took the harp out of the band. Why did you do that?
I had to get rid of that harp, Jackson.
Why?
I was afraid that someday Remley might wake up, look through it, and say, "Holy smoke, I'm in again."
Well, that's ridiculous. A harp wouldn't make him think he was in jail.
Oh, no. 2 months ago, he cut 3 of the strings with a hacksaw.
No.
Then he climbed through, the spotlight hit him, and he yelled, "Don't shoot, I give up."
Well, that's the most ridiculous thing that I've ever... Come in. Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mr. Benny. I want to talk to you about one of the jokes I have in the script. I don't understand it.
Which one?
Oh, this one right here on page 4. You see?
Dennis, that's a very simple joke. See, you say to me, "Mr. Benny, did you hear about the lumberjack who was always chasing girls?" I say no, and you say he was sort of a timber wolf. Get it?
I wish I was taller. Those jokes go over my head.
You're lucky, kid. It hit me right in the face.
Look, Dennis, when we come to the joke, I'll just throw you the lead, and you say he was a timber wolf. That's all.
Okay, but if it doesn't get a laugh, you'll hear from my mother.
Oh, get out of here, will
Hey,
you?
I'm going too, Jackson. Cheerio.
Those two make a nice pair. Bourbon and water on the brain. Well, sometimes I wonder... Hello? Long distance? Yeah, she's here. I'll call her. Oh, Mary! Mary!
Yes, Jack.
Would you come into my dressing room?
Okay, but you'll have to leave the door open.
Now, don't be silly. You're wanted on the phone.
Oh.
It's long distance, Plainfield, New Jersey.
Gee, it must be Mama.
It's a fine time to call, 5 minutes before my broadcast.
Well, that's all right. She never listens to it anyway.
Your mother.
Hello? Oh, hello, Mama. Well, I'm fine. Gee, it's nice of you to call me. What? When we go on the air, you want me to say, "Papa, dinner is ready"? But why do you want me to... Oh, he's in the living room and you're not talking to him.
Well, that's the silliest...
Oh, quiet, Jack. What'd you say, Mama? Oh, Babe has a new boyfriend? He does? Well, he certainly is industrious.
What is it, Mary? What is it?
My sister Babe has a new boyfriend. He has 2 jobs.
2 jobs?
What kind of work does he do, Mama? Oh.
What is it, Mary? What does he do?
Well, during the day he drives a garbage truck, and at night he's a test pilot in an Airwick factory. Well, goodbye, Mama. Thanks for calling.
You know, Mary, your
Well,
mother...
Jack, we'll be on the air in 5 minutes. If you want to talk to the audience, you better get started.
Okay. Everybody on stage.
Well, it won't be long now, Annabelle.
You know, Uncle Rochester, Mr. Benny don't look so very old. I think he's tall, cute, and handsome.
You're looking at Mr. Harris, honey. His hair is curly.
Well, what kind of hair has Mr. Benny got?
Mr. Benny's hair is... Uh-oh. I'm in for it. I've still got it in my pocket. Here he comes now, honey. Remember, laugh when I give you the elbow.
Well, Jack, we'll be on the air in 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Stand by, everybody. Take it, Phil. The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you a man who was born in February, studied economics in March, was able to retire in April, and here he is, Jack Benny!
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And, achoo! Gee, I hope I'm not catching cold. Darn that Rochester. And Don, I think your introduction was a little bit exaggerated. However, I will admit that at the age of 6, I did have a little money, but I earned it. As a matter of fact...
Say, Mr. Benny, did you hear the one about the lumberjack?
Not yet, Dennis. Later. Anyway, when I was a kid, Don... Penny. When I was a kid, Don, I had to work pretty hard.
Well, you're not the only one, Jackson. When I was 18 months old, my picture was in every magazine in the country.
So what?
Well, it wasn't easy for an 18-month-old kid to pose for all them ads.
What ads?
I was the baby of distinction.
Phil.
I was the only kid in town who had a diaper with a hip pocket.
All right. Now, look at kids. We have a very important play to do tonight, so let's get started.
What's it going to be, Jack?
Well, Mary, since we're at the height of the football season, I think that tonight we should do our version of that exciting play.
I'm sorry, honey. My elbow slipped.
We will do our version of that famous Columbia picture, that exciting epic of the gridiron, Saturday's Hero. Now, this play will go on immediately after we... Come in. Yes?
Mr. Benny, is it true that you wrote a song?
Yes, I did, and it has a wonderful title. It's called, When You Say I Beg Your Pardon, Then I'll Come Back to You.
Yeah, that's the one. Do you mind if I do it?
Why, no, not at all. Are you a singer?
No, I'm an electric organ.
What? Hold it. An electric organ? That's awful.
Well, it ain't bad when you consider I ain't even plugged in.
What a silly guy. Oh, Dennis.
Oh, did you hear the one about the lumberjack who was always chasing girls?
Not yet. Sing your song first.
Oh, okay.
He has one joke and he can't wait. That was very good, Dennis. Dennis, very good. You sang that beautifully. Now, Dennis, now.
Oh, boy, here it comes. Say, Mr. Benny, did you hear about the lumberjack who was always chasing girls?
No, Dennis. What about the lumberjack who was always chasing girls?
His name was Mr. Wolf, and he was full of timber.
What?
He doesn't get it, folks. Mr. Wolf, timber.
Dennis, stop wagging your tail and sit down. We rehearsed it for 4 days, and then he gets it wrong. Oh, well. And now for our play. Take it down.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you our version of that thrilling Columbia picture, Saturday's Hero, a saga of college life on the gridiron. Curtain. Music.
This is the story of thousands of stalwart young athletes who every week during the autumn of the year give their all on the football fields of the nation for the glory of their alma maters. These are Saturday's heroes. My name is Steve Krasinski-Vichelkovsky. I was the star quarterback at James Madison High School in Passaic, New Jersey. In my final high school game, I caught the opening kickoff and ran it back 98 yards for a touchdown. The crowd went wild. The rooting section stood up and began to cheer for me.
Krasinski-Vichelkovsky! Krasinski-Vichelkovsky!
When they finished, we were in the third quarter. The rest of the game was routine till the last few minutes when I made one spectacular play. I kicked a field goal from the 16-yard line. This wouldn't have been unusual, except that the fullback was still holding the ball as it went between the goalposts. The crowd went wild, and the fullback was a little sore, too. Again, they started to cheer.
Krasinski!
It was then that I decided to change my name to Smith. Steve Smith. When I graduated from high school, I had offers to play football for many colleges. Washington and Lee, William and Mary, David and Bathsheba. But I finally decided to accept a scholarship to Craig University. So early that fall, I found myself in the registrar's office, where the dean's secretary was filling out my entrance application.
Now, let's see. Steve Smith. Oh, here's your card. Now, tell me, what is your height?
5'11".
Your weight?
173.
Color of your eyes? Oh, they're blue, aren't they?
Bluer than the coach at USC.
Now, what career do you expect to follow upon graduation?
I'm going to be a psychiatrist.
What made you decide to become a psychiatrist?
Last month, my uncle died and left me a couch.
Well, that's all the questions, and, Oh, just one second. You're here on a football scholarship, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. In that case, you'll be provided with tuition, room and board, and you'll be given $100 a month to spend.
Do I have to spend it?
No. Now, of course, you and all the other football players will have to earn this money.
I understand. What will my job be?
Well, in the dean's office, there's an 8-day clock.
And I'm supposed to wind it?
No, the fullback winds it. Your job is to see that he does.
Under the burden of this assignment, I began my first year at Craig University. I'll never forget the day I met our famous football coach. I remember how he walked into the dressing room and said,
"All right, you men. I want all the linemen to go out and practice tackling. The ends brush up on pass receiving. Halfbacks will put in 2 hours each bucking the line. The fullback will spend the whole day trying to kick field goals. And you're playing quarter, aren't you?"
"Yes, sir." "What shall I do?"
"Scratch my back."
This was a thrilling moment for me. At last I had met that great coach, Itchy Day. As I stood there scratching his back, he looked at me and yelled,
"Do it again! Do it again! Harder! Harder! Do it again! Do it again! Harder! Harder!"
"Now, wait a minute, Coach. I don't want to do this. I was a big high school football star."
"Ah, yes, but you're in college now, and everybody starts from scratch." And another thing, we observe strict training here.
"Yes, sir."
"Yes, that means no parties, no dancing, and no dates with girls."
"But, Coach, if we can't date the girls, don't the girls get lonesome?"
"No, some lumberjack keeps chasing them."
All through our freshman year, Coach Day kept us in rigid training. He was a strict disciplinarian, and when it came to football, he was a perfectionist. Other coaches trained their players by having them throw forward passes through an automobile tire. Coach Day used a lifesaver. With my glasses, that was a cinch. We finished our season unbeaten, and to celebrate our success, the college had a big dance for all the players. It was then that I saw her.
Hello, handsome.
She was beautiful, and I had a hunch she was popular, too. She was wearing 164 fraternity pins. No dress, just fraternity. She smiled and came jingling towards me. Before I knew it, we were dancing together. Gee, you dance swell.
Well, thanks. Say, you're on the football team, aren't you?
Uh-huh. How did you know?
You're stepping on my feet with your spiked shoes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gee, you're a beautiful girl. You know, I wish you and I could...
Wait a minute. Do you mind if I say something?
No.
Papa, dinner is ready.
That made me admire her even more. For though she was the most popular girl in school, she still thought of her poor hungry father in Plainfield. I didn't see her again till the following fall, right before our first game with Powell University. I'll never forget that day. As our team came out on the gridiron, the huge throng cheered. Then the game started. We took the opening kickoff, but was thrown for a loss. On our next two plays, we were stopped cold. The opposing team had the biggest line in football. His name was Don Wilson. Once I ran around his end and was out of bounds by 10 yards. But although he was my opponent, I had to admire his ability. Nice tackle, Wilson.
It was tough stopping you.
I like that football uniform you're wearing.
Thank you.
I've never seen such big shoulders. What do you got them padded with?
My stomach.
The game remained a scoreless tie until the last quarter, when I intercepted a forward pass and ran it back for a touchdown. The crowd went wild.
K-R-A-C-I-N. I changed it! It's Smith now.
We won that game 7-0, and the next 3 games, too. But then I ran into trouble. Because of all the time I spent on the football field, I neglected my studies. Of all my subjects, I was poorest in Latin. And one day in class, I was forced to admit to the Latin professor that I hadn't studied the lesson. I'm sorry, Professor. I am not prepared.
Oh, for shame.
Perhaps if you ask me another question, I might be able to answer it.
Very well. I'll translate this. When Julius Caesar left Egypt to return to Rome, he said to Cleopatra, Hoc semperis a victim quo facere posset pluribus fidelium Marcus agrarium.
I don't know, Professor. What does hoc semperis a victim quo facere posset pluribus fidelium Marcus agrarium mean?
Wipe your chin and try that again.
What does hoc semperis a victim quo facere posset pluribus fidelium Marcus agrarium mean?
When you say I beg your pardon, and I'll come back to you.
Oh.
And I hope you'll be better prepared for tomorrow's lesson.
Yes, sir. What are we studying tomorrow?
The works of Augustus V, Horatio V, Octavius V, and Cassius V. Love them fifths.
I studied my Latin hard, and he finally passed me with a mark of 86 proof. He had grown into a professor of distinction. Then came the day of our final game of the season. We were undefeated, and a victory now would mean the conference championship. Every seat in the stadium was filled. What a thrill I felt as the pregame ceremony started. Then the game started, and it was a brutal, hard-fought contest. The first half ended in a scoreless tie. We went back to our dressing room, and our coach looked at us and said, This wasn't a commercial. We were holding secret signal practice. Then the second half started. The game remained deadlocked until the fourth quarter when we got a break. I intercepted a pass. I broke away from the safety man, had a clear field for a touchdown, when I suddenly realized it was all in vain. There was a handkerchief on the play. Angrily, I rushed up to the referee and said, Did you drop your handkerchief? What's the penalty for?
Your backfield was in motion.
What?
You never should have taken those rumba lessons from Arthur Murray.
The game resumed, and with 1 minute left to go, the crowd and my producer were going wild. I received the ball and faded way back and threw a long forward pass to the fullback. He grabbed it in midfield. He evaded 2 tacklers and headed for the goal line. He crossed the 30, the 20, the 10, over the goal line, into the end zone, up into the stands. And then he started chasing the girls. It was at that moment that I realized that he was the lumberjack. So it was he and not I who was Saturday's hero. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the 10th program of this series, and we'll be with... Oh, get that, will you, Mary?
Okay. Hello? Yes, this is Mary. Oh, Papa. You're having dinner at home? Then you heard me. Pop, it's silly for you and Mama not to talk to each other. Oh, all right. If you want me to, I'll do it. Jack, let me at that microphone.
Huh?
Mama, pass Papa the mashed potatoes. Good night, Mama. Good night, Papa.
Good night, folks.
Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson.
Mr. Benny's residence, star, stage, screen, radio, and is beginning to get a feeling of security in television. Hello, Susie. Huh? Oh, no, honey, I can't get away today. Mr. Benny gave me yesterday off. Where'd I go? No place. He wouldn't let me leave. I had him blitzed on 4 games. I'll talk to you later, Susie. Goodbye.
Good morning, Rochester.
Good morning, boss. How'd you do at the wedding last night?
Oh, it was... Wait a minute. Rochester, how'd you know I went to a wedding?
Well, I overheard you on the phone last night and you were dickering about the price.
Well, how'd you know I played my violin at a wedding?
Well, for $3, I knew it wasn't the Hollywood Bowl.
All right. I'll never take that kind of a job again. What a wedding. What people. I not only got home at 4 o'clock in the morning, but I haven't even got the $3.
Why? What happened?
While I was kissing the bride, the groom picked my pocket. But maybe he needed it. Rochester, put Polly back in her cage. I'll get the door. Like the swallows at Serrano, return to Capistrano for you.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, hello, Mary. Come on in.
Jack, I've got to tell you the cutest thing that happened on my way over here.
What? What was it?
Well, it was a nice day, and I thought I'd walk. And as I came down Wilshire Boulevard, I was standing on the curb waiting for the traffic, when a little fella came up to me and said, "May I help you across the street?"
Uh-huh.
And Jack, he was so cute I couldn't refuse. I gave him my hand, and we walked across. Then we got to the other side, he kissed me.
Oh, that's cute. This little boy kissed you?
What little boy? He's a jockey at Santa Anita.
No.
I had to lift him up yet.
Well, Mary, I'll answer it, Rochester.
Oh, how do you do, sir? Would you like to buy some magazines?
Dennis.
Oh, hello, Mr. Benny. Would you like to buy some magazines? I've got Look, Collier's, and Red Book.
Dennis, how come you're selling magazines?
Well, my father is out of work, my brother is laid up with a broken leg, and my sister's husband ran away and left her with 2 starving children.
Wait a minute. Dennis, did your father lose his job?
No.
And your brother, he broke his leg?
No.
And your sister's husband ran off? Dennis, you haven't got a sister, have you?
No.
Then why did you tell me such a story?
If you were sympathetic instead of nosy, you'd buy a magazine.
Now, look, Dennis.
Jack, who's out there?
One of the happiness boys. Look, Dennis, as long as you stop by, how about coming in and let me hear the song you're going to do on the program?
Okay.
Hello, Dennis.
Want to buy a magazine?
No, she doesn't want to buy a magazine. And I don't want to hear another word about magazines. Now, what song are you going to sing?
Let Me Collier, Sweetheart.
Cut that out! Just sing your song. Let me Collier, Sweetheart. That was very, very good, Dennis. You sang that beautifully.
Oh, yeah?
What do you mean, oh, yeah?
You're just trying to be nice to me because you didn't buy a magazine.
Look, Dennis, I'm not trying to be nice to you. You know, Mary, you won't believe this.
Hello, anybody home?
Huh? Oh, hello, Phil. We're in the den.
Hiya, Jackson. The reason well, as I live and breathe, Mary.
I'd like to live, too, so breathe the other way.
Good for you, doll. Good. What do you want, Phil?
Well, the reason I dropped over was
Hello,
that...
Phil.
Oh, hiya, Dennis.
You want to buy a magazine?
Dennis, now why don't you go home? Now, Phil, what is it?
Well, look, Jackson, after rehearsal yesterday, I got to thinking, and you said the program was too long and you'd like to make some cuts.
That's right. We'll have to take out I'd say about 2 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm getting at, Jackson. Rather than sacrifice any of my sparkling dialogue, I can get the time out of my music.
Really?
Yeah, certainly. You see, I can cut the allegro movement of my orchestra number and just leave the pizzicato for the violins.
Well, yes. Yes, you could.
And then you see, if I have to, I can fade the last 8 measures of pianissimo and segue to the andante.
Well, what do you think, Mary?
You're not going to get me into this.
Well, I think it's a very good suggestion, Phil, but we'll only do it if we're stuck for time, you know?
Hey, Jackson.
What?
Hey, ain't it funny how we fool our audience and make them think that I'm a dumb guy who don't know nothing about music?
Yeah. Well, you know, that's show business.
Yeah. You know, Jackson, sometime I'd like to play something classical just to show the people I can do it.
Well, that would be a surprise, Phil. Now, what would you play?
Oh, I don't know. Something by Rimsky-Korsakov or Beethoven or Schubert or Willie Hoppe.
Willie Hoppe? Well, Willie Hoppe, he's a billiard champion. What song did he ever write?
Please don't chalk about me when I'm gone. Oh, Filthy, you started out as a lousy band leader, now you're the king of comedy, you
Mary, did you hear that?
I'm still sick from Let Me Collar Your Sweetheart.
I don't blame you. Phil, do me a favor, will you? Take Dennis and go home.
Okay, come on, Collier, let's beat it.
Okay, Clyde. So long, Mr. Benny.
So long. You know, Mary, when I got out of bed, I thought I'd be able to relax today, but this house is worse than a bus station.
Well, Jack, if you really want to have some fun, why don't you go to the Belmont Theater and see that new Lou Holtz-Burt Wheeler show, Merry-Go-Round?
Say, I got tickets to that for Saturday night, Mary, and I hear it's terrific. I'll tell you what. Let's go to a movie tonight, huh? What's playing?
Well, I don't know. Let's go down to Hollywood Boulevard and take a look.
Okay. Oh, the air sure smells good tonight.
Yeah, that rain we had really cleared things up.
You know, the smog has been so heavy lately, you could almost cut it with a knife.
You know, Jack, since the smog cleared away, I learned something very interesting about that 6-story building on the corner of Hollywood and Vine.
What about it?
It's 12 stories.
No kidding. Here, Mary, let me take your arm while we cross the street.
Well, Jack, you can't cross now. The light's against you.
Never mind. Come on, let's go.
But, Jack!
Come on.
Oh, brother, what you won't do since you joined the Blue Cross.
Blue Cross. I was in a hurry. Now, come on, let's make up our mind about what picture we want to see.
Well, I hear the Blue Veil is wonderful. Jane Wyman and Charles Lawton are in it. How about that?
Well, all right, but I'm a little peeved at Jane Wyman. You know, she's been acting so stuck up since she won the Academy Award.
Well, I've never noticed any change in her.
Well, I have. A couple of weeks ago, she passed me on the street, didn't even say hello to me.
Well, Jack, did she ever speak to you before she won the Oscar?
Well, come to think of it, no. But she could at least...
Jack, look what's playing here at Grauman's Chinese. Golden Girl, and Dennis Day is in it.
Oh, yes. Let's go in and see it.
Okay.
I'll get the tickets this time.
How many, please?
2 in the balcony.
I'm sorry, we don't have one.
Gee, that's funny. I always thought this theater had a balcony.
So did I until the smog cleared.
No kidding.
Yeah. Gee, I wonder what happened to all those people I sent up there.
I'm sure I don't know. 2 regular seats, please.
Yes, sir. Here you are.
Thank you.
Tickets, please.
Here you are.
You'll find seats in the center aisle.
Thank you. Come on, Mary.
Gee, it's so dark in here I can hardly see.
That's all right, Mary. Here comes the usherette with a flashlight.
May I help you, please?
Yes, we'd like 2 seats.
Follow me. How far down?
Oh, about midway.
Yes, sir. Center or on the aisle?
In the center, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Gee, Mary, we're lucky. We came in during the travelogue.
Here we are. Will these 2 seats do?
Oh, they're fine.
I'm so glad. Here, miss, let me help you off with your coat. Oh, there you are.
Thank you.
Now let me help you with your coat, sir. Oh, there you are.
Well, thank you.
Now pucker up.
Pucker up?
Yes. I'm going to kiss you. Here.
Say. What is this?
Since television, we're giving all the service we can.
Well, sit down.
And so it is with heavy heart that we say farewell to the picturesque little town of Serrano. Beautiful Serrano, from whence the swallows came.
Whence?
Yes, whence. Let's watch the show.
Jack, the feature's starting.
Yeah, gee, this woman sitting in front of me, she's wearing such a big hat I can hardly see anything.
Well, ask her to take it off.
Yeah, I will. Excuse me, madam, I can't see the picture. Would you please remove your hat?
No, I won't.
Look, madam, all I said was... Quiet!
Jack, that lady's voice, it sounded familiar.
I know I've heard it before, but I can't seem to remember...
Quiet back there! I want to enjoy my son's picture.
Jack, it's Dennis's mother.
Say, that's right.
Oh, I'm surprised that she's here. I thought she was out of town.
Well, she came back. You see, the abalone diving season is over.
Jack, maybe if you speak nicely to her and tell her who you are, she'll take off her hat.
I'll try. Excuse me, Mrs. Day. I'm Jack Benny.
Who gave you the passes?
No one gave me passes. I bought my own ticket, and I bought one for Miss Livingston, too.
Well, ain't you the sporty one?
Now, look, Mrs. Day.
Cut out that talking.
Jack, let's watch the picture.
Well, all right.
Oh, look. There's Dennis on the screen now. Gee, he's cute.
Mary, are you sure we've come to the right picture?
Well, certainly. Why?
Well, look at the screen. Dennis is wearing the blue veil.
You're looking at him through his mother's hat.
Oh. Yeah, I wish I could see.
Oh, Jack, stop complaining. There's a tall fellow sitting in front of me, too.
It's me, Mary.
Dennis, how come you're so tall?
I'm sitting on my magazines.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Dennis, do you mean you've been sitting there all the time? Your mother's been fighting with me?
Uh-huh.
I spend my good money to see your picture, and you sit there and let your mother say the most awful...
Shut up!
What?
You heard her. She said,
Shut up! I'm not going to shut up.
I came here to see a movie, and I'm not going to...
Hey, throw that bum out!
What?
You heard me, bum!
Bum? Who do you think you're talking to?
You, and if you don't shut up, I'll punch you right in the nose!
Well, I don't care if you do. I belong to the Blue Cross. Come on, Mary, let's go.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Barry Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, the Sportsman Quartet, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go down to a local department store where Jack and Mary have gone to do their Christmas shopping.
Gosh, Mary, no matter how early you do your Christmas shopping, the stores are always crowded.
Yeah.
Now, let's see. I have to get a present for my producer, my sound effects men, my engineer, my script girl.
By the way, Jack, what are you giving your 4 writers?
My 4 writers? Oh, something they can really use.
What's that?
A 5th writer. Now, Mary, I know what to get everybody in the cast but Don Wilson. Have you any suggestions?
Well, the jewelry counter's over there. Why don't you get him a nice pair of cufflinks?
Say, that's a good idea. Come on, Mary. Here we are.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
I'd like to see some cufflinks. Huh?
Well, we have a large variety. All these you see here are $1.98.
$1.98?
Yes, sir.
Jack, here's some better-looking cufflinks in this case.
Oh, yes. I think Don would like this pair. Yeah.
They're solid gold.
Gold? How much are they?
$40.
$40?
The cheap ones turn green.
He sure did, didn't he? Look, Jack, Don has been with you 18 years. It's about time you got him something nice.
You know, Mary, you're right. I'm going to get Don these gold cufflinks. He deserves it. Mister, I'll take these $40 cufflinks.
Yes, sir.
Does that include the engraving?
Yes, we do it right here. It only takes a few minutes.
Good. Now, clerk, these cufflinks are for a friend of mine named Don Wilson. So put a D on one cufflink and a W on the other.
Yes, sir.
Have them gift wrap and see that Mr. Wilson gets it before Christmas. CBS Hollywood.
Yes, sir.
Come on, Mary, let's go to the sporting goods section. I want to pick out something for Phil.
Wait a minute, Jack. I want to stop at the hosiery counter first.
Okay.
May I help you? Yes, I'd like to see some nylons, please. Surely. Are they for yourself? No, they're for my sister.
Oh, you're buying something for Babe?
Yes.
Stocking?
What size? 16 and a half. I beg your pardon. What size stocking did you say? 16 and a half. Madam, the boxes don't come that big.
Mary, maybe you made a mistake. Babe's feet can't be that large.
Yes, they are, Jack. That's why she's in such demand during the grape crushing season.
Oh, well, Mary, why don't you get her present later? I like to finish my shopping first.
Just a minute, Jack. As long as we're here at the stocking counter, I want to buy a pair for myself.
Mary, you don't have to buy stockings. I was going to give you some for Christmas.
I'll buy my own. I wore the stockings you gave me last year, and everybody thought I was a nurse.
Well, how do I know what kind you want? Now, hurry up, Mary, because I want to pick out something for Phil.
Can I help you, young man?
Huh? I said, can I help you?
Oh, are you a clerk? Just for the Christmas rush. I'm really Glenn McCarthy, and I'm only working here to pay my income tax.
Oh, gee, I'd like to get something for my parents.
Your mother and father, eh?
Yeah, how did you know?
Oh, I just figured it out.
Oh, well, I think I'll get my mother a new corset.
Well, don't you think she should come down and pick out her own corset?
Oh, Mother hasn't left the house for 3 days.
Was she sick?
No, the string broke on an old one. She can't get through the door.
Well, that's too bad.
Yeah, we were spending a quiet evening at home, and all of a sudden, boing! And steel stays flew in all directions.
Oh, my goodness. Was anybody hurt?
No, but my father got pinned to the wall. Well, anyway, wrap up that size 44 corset and I'll take it with me.
Yes, sir. Now, let's see. Where was I going?
Jack, you better get Phil's present. I think the sporting goods is over here.
Yeah, we'll go over and... Oh, just a minute, Mary.
What's the matter?
I've been thinking about Don's gift. I'm afraid I had it engraved wrong. I'm going back to the jewelry department. Come on. Oh, clerk.
Yes, sir?
Remember me? I bought a $40 pair of gold cufflinks here a few minutes ago, and I'd like to change the engraving.
But, mister, I've already got it wrapped with ribbon and tinsel and everything.
I'm sorry, but I want you to change the engraving, so you'll have to open it up.
But, mister...
Now, please, I'm a customer here. Now, open it up.
Okay. Now, what do you want?
Well, the way it is now, there's a D on one cufflink and a W on the other. Now, I'd like you to put both initials on each one of them.
Okay, I'll go fix it.
Jack, that's ridiculous. What's wrong with the way it was?
Well, with Don Wilson, it's the only sensible thing to do. See, when Don wears them, people will see the D on one cufflink, and they'll be curious to see what's on the other one. And I want to save them that long walk. Now, clerk, wrap it nicely with the tinsel and the ribbon.
I'll wrap it.
Come on, Mary. Now we can go to the sporting goods department. Well, here we are.
Gee, they sure have a nice assortment of guns and hunting equipment, Jack.
Yes, I think I should be able to get something for Phil here. Oh, clerk!
Well, you're back again this year.
Would you mind helping me?
Certainly. Across which aisle?
Now, don't be so smart.
Jack, don't start an argument with him. Just buy Phil's present.
Look, I came here to get something for a friend of mine. Now, he's the rugged type.
Well, there's always camping equipment. Does he sleep outdoors much?
Yeah, sometimes right in front of his house. Gee, I don't know what to get him.
Well, while you're making up your little mind, I'll wait on another customer.
Okay, do you mind if I fool around with this gun?
Go right ahead. It's loaded.
Gosh, you know, Mary, it's hard to buy something for Phil.
Maybe like this fishing rod.
Yeah, say, that might be nice. Oh, clerk.
Just a minute. I have other customers.
Yes, sir. I'll wait.
That'll be $8.76, madam.
Gee.
Have you decided on that tennis racket, young man? Good. That'll be $12.75.
Gosh.
Ouch! Finally got your nose caught in it.
Never mind. Just give me that fishing rod. Now wrap it up and I'll call for it later. Come on, Mary. Well, don't say anything. Here comes Phil now.
Hiya, Jackson. Hello, Livy, you little fugitive from the doll counter, you.
Hello, Phil. You're certainly carrying a lot of packages.
Yeah, I've been shopping all day. Got presents for everybody. How about you two?
Well, I'm nearly finished with my shopping.
$5 is almost gone, huh?
Phil, for your information, I just spent $40 on Don Wilson.
What'd you do, take him to lunch?
No, I...
Look out, Phil. One of your packages is slipping.
Yeah, there it goes.
Darn it, now I gotta get Remley another present.
Mary, let's move away. I'm getting dizzy. See you later, Phil.
So long, kid.
Goodbye,
Bye, Phil.
Come on, Mary. I still have to buy something for my sister Florence.
Oh, Jack, look. There's Santa Claus.
Yeah, look at him. With his red suit and white beard.
Jack, he's coming toward us.
I'm going to talk to him. Hello, Santa.
Hiya, bud.
Huh?
Long time no see.
Come on, Mary, let's get away from here.
Jack, wasn't that the...
Yes, that's the tout I always see at the racetrack. Imagine, of all people, being Santa Claus. Well, let's see, I think I might get something for my sister.
Oh, Jack!
Oh, hello, Don.
Hello, Don.
Oh, hello, Mary. Oh, gee, what trouble I'm having in this store. Wish I didn't have such a big stomach.
Why?
Well, it seems there's a piano missing, and they've searched me 3 times.
Well, it's your own fault, Don. You should diet once in a while.
Yeah, I guess so.
Say, Mary.
What?
Don's got a middle name.
So what?
So what? Mary, his cufflinks. Don would never forgive me if I left out his middle initial.
Jack, you mean you're going...
I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to get that engraving changed. Oh, clerk.
Yes, sir. What can I... Oh, it's you again.
Yes, I've got a slight change for you in that engraving.
Oh, no. First you buy the gift, then I engrave the gift, then I wrap the gift, then you change your mind about the engraving, then I unwrap the gift, then I re-engrave the gift, then I wrap the gift. Now you want me to change the engraving again?
Well, never mind that. Just unwrap the gift.
I've already sent it down to the delivery department.
Well, you'll just have to go down there and get it.
What was wrong with it?
There was nothing wrong with it. It's just that I'd like to add some more engraving.
More engraving? Look, mister, that ain't a tombstone, it's a cufflink.
I know. I want to add his middle... I want to add his middle initial, H. Now go get my package.
All right. I'll get it.
What an eccentric character. Well, Mary, that takes care of that.
Oh, thank heaven. Now let's finish your shopping.
Say, Mary, what do you think I ought to get for my sister Florence?
Well, I don't know. Lingerie might be nice.
Yeah, say, that sounds pretty good.
Oh, look, Jack. There's Rochester doing his Christmas shopping, too.
Yeah, I want to see what he's getting. Can I do anything for you?
Yeah, I'm looking for a Christmas present for my boss.
Your boss, eh? Well, would you like something in a necktie?
I don't know. That might be all right.
Well, what kind would you like? What kind of a man is your boss?
Well, he ain't exactly the vigorous type like Errol Flynn. And he ain't exactly quite like Gary Cooper. Then again, he ain't exactly bashful like Jimmy Stewart. And on the other hand, he ain't the aggressive type like Humphrey Bogart.
Well, what type is he?
I don't know what he is. I just know what he ain't.
Well, here's a nice necktie that will fit any type of man. And it's only $3.50.
$3.50.
That isn't too much to spend on a present for your employer.
Oh, it isn't. I don't want to spend the money, but I just can't afford it. He doesn't pay me much.
Oh. Well, then here's a nice tie for 79 cents.
How much down?
How do you like that?
I really don't know what to get him.
Let me ask you something. What does your boss usually give you for Christmas?
Well,
what?
Well, last year he gave me $5,000.
He gave you $5,000? That's hard to believe.
You wouldn't believe the truth either.
Come on, Mary, let's go. Oh, Mary, I just thought of something about Don's cufflinks.
Not again.
Come with me. It'll only take a minute. Oh, clerk, here's the package.
I got it up from the delivery room, and I added the extra initial.
Oh, that's too bad. I want to change the cufflinks.
What?
Instead of the $40 ones, I'll take the ones that cost $1.98. Gee, he was such a young fellow. Well, I'll take the $1.98 cufflinks and put the money in his hand. Come on, Mary, let's go.
Jack, if you're going to buy lingerie for your sister Florence, I know just the kind that...
Mary, look.
Where?
In the toy department. There's a little boy climbing up on Santa Claus's lap.
Oh, yes.
Let's listen.
Hiya, Sonny.
Hello, Santa Claus.
What would you like St. Nick to bring you for Christmas?
I'd like a toy.
What kind?
A bicycle. Huh?
Get a fire truck.
But I want a bicycle.
Bicycle hasn't got a chance.
Why not?
Bicycle tires.
Gee, I never thought of that. I know what, Santa. Just bring me a pair of roller skates.
Now, that is the worst choice you could make.
What?
Roller skates are no good in the mud.
Well, in that case, I know what I'll do.
What?
Come here a minute.
Huh?
I'm gonna get a high-powered BB gun.
Why a high-powered BB gun?
It's a long shot.
Okay, good luck, Sonny, and Merry Christmas.
You know, Mary, if I didn't see that, I wouldn't believe it.
Well, come on, Jack. Let's buy your sister's present and go home.
Okay.
Well, here's the lingerie counter.
Yeah. Pardon me, but would you mind waiting on us?
Why not? Your money's as good as anybody's.
Well, could you show me something in silk lingerie?
Certainly. What's your size?
Well, they're not for me.
They're for his sister, size 34.
Okay. Here's a whole box of them.
Will you lay the lingerie out for us, please?
Just a minute till I put my gloves on.
Gloves?
Touching that stuff with me bare hands makes me a nervous wreck.
What?
Especially the black ones.
Look, mister, we haven't got all day. Show us something in a size 34.
Okay. Here's a nice little garment. A genuine, pure silk nightie.
Gee, that's awfully pretty. I think this would be very... Wait a minute, mister. What are all these little loops on the bottom of the nightgown?
The loops?
Yeah, the loops.
Yes, what are the loops for?
When you go to bed, you hook them over your toes so the nightgown won't creep up on you.
wonderful. Gift wrap it and send it to my house.
Yes, sir.
Jack, here comes Don again.
Oh, hello, Don. Have you bought your wife's present yet?
Yeah, I finished all my shopping. I even bought something for the man who collects our garbage.
Oh, what'd you buy him?
$40 cufflinks.
Don, $40 cufflinks for a man who just collects your garbage?
Jack, the only others they had were $1.98, and I wouldn't give them to a dog.
Well, you can start barking, brother, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Fido. See you later. Come on, Mary, let's go home. Well, Mary, I've done all my Christmas shopping. I guess we can go home.
Yeah, come on, let's...
Good night, folks.
The Lucky Strike program, starring Jack Benny with Barry Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Palm Springs, that oasis of the desert, we bring you the Sheik of Araby, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And, Don, I know you were trying to be clever, but why in the world would you introduce me as the Sheik of Araby?
Well, Jack, we've been in Palm Springs all week, and you yourself told me you were living in a tent.
A tent? No, Don, you misunderstood me. I said I was living at the El Contento. It's a very nice place, so there's no connection between me and a sheep.
But, Jack, at 8 o'clock this morning, I saw you in a long robe walking down Palm Canyon Drive with a dagger in your hand.
That was a toothbrush. I was on my way to the washroom. You and your big mouth. The guy can't have any privacy.
Well, in that case, Jack, I'm sorry.
No, Don. Now that I think of it, I'm glad that you called me the Sheik of Araby. Because tonight, into your tent I'll creep and rip up your contract. So watch it, shrimp boat. You know? Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack.
Well, now we have the usual question. Well, Mary, what have you been doing since we got to Palm Springs?
Oh, I did some swimming, played some tennis, and yesterday, for the first time, I went horseback riding.
Oh, so that's where you were yesterday.
Yeah. First, I went on a breakfast ride, and when I got back from that, I went on a lunch ride. When I got back from that, I went on a steak ride. When I got back from that, I went on a moonlight barbecue ride.
Mary, how could you eat so much?
Who ate? Somebody put glue on my saddle.
Mary, you mean all day yesterday you were stuck to the saddle?
Today, too. Why do you think I'm wearing this long skirt?
Oh. When you came through the door, I thought you were hinting for a game of leapfrog.
Well, anyway,
that
Jack...
gag was a tape show. We'd have to take it out, I think. Huh?
Anyway, Jack, you look wonderful. What have you been doing?
Well, Mary, every morning I take a long walk, and I'm... Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello.
Well, Dennis, now that you're here...
Wait a minute, Mr. Benny. Don't you notice anything different about me?
Different? No.
Well, look, man, look!
I'm looking.
Well, can't you see anything different about me?
No.
Gee, and everybody told me I'd look better with a mustache.
But, Dennis, you haven't got it.
Oh, darn it, I left it in my pocket.
Well, that's the silliest thing I ever heard. Imagine going out and buying a false mustache. Dennis, if you think you look better in a mustache, why don't you grow one?
If I grew one, I couldn't take it off when I go to bed.
Well, why in the world would you want to take your mustache off when you go to bed?
Because I talk in my sleep and it tickles.
Dennis, change the subject, will you?
Okay. Hey, Mary, come here a minute, will you? Come over here.
What is it, Dennis?
I really played a joke on Mr. Benny yesterday.
Well, what'd you do?
Well, I heard that you were going out on a breakfast ride, and I figured that Mr. Benny would go with you. So I put some glue on one of the saddles. Mary, don't you think that's funny?
If I could get my feet out of this stirrup, I'd kick you right in the head.
Mary, come back here, will you?
All right, folks, up until now, this program's been flopping, but now Harris is here, and things will start popping. Lay it on me. Everybody loves a baby. That's why I'm in love with you.
Phil.
Pretty baby, yeah.
Phil, what stroke of modesty caused you to sneak in like that, you know?
No modesty, Jackson. I just thought I'd liven things up. Hey, we got a guest star, the Lone Ranger.
That's Mary. I'll explain it to you later. Anyway, Phil, now that we're here, suppose we... Wait a minute, Phil. What's that you got in your hand?
Palm Springs Martini.
A Palm Springs Martini? I never heard of that. How do they make it?
Same as a regular martini, only instead of an olive, you use a date.
A martini with a date in it?
After the fourth one, you don't even bother to spit out the pits.
Look, Phil.
Shake me, Jackson, and listen to me rattle.
Oh, Mr. Benny, do you want me to do my song now?
Well...
Wait a minute. First the Lone Ranger, and now Tom Dewey.
Dennis, take off that mustache.
Hello, Tom.
You want to sing? Go ahead. Now, kids, I have something important to tell the audience.
Oh, Mr. Benny, do you mind if I say something now that we're in Palm Springs, huh?
What is it, Dennis?
Suntan oils, cactus plants, and tumbleweeds.
Suntan oil, cactus plants, and tumbleweeds? What's that?
Well, if we can't be funny, let's be topical.
Dennis, what makes you act so silly?
Phil gave me a date, and boy, was the juice strong.
Be quiet, will you? Now, listen, kids. I have something important I want to tell the audience. It's a real surprise. Oh, Don, did you hire that trio you told me about?
Yeah, they should be here any minute.
Good.
What's this about a trio?
Well, Mary, Don found a famous singing group right here in Palm Springs, and they're going to sing the song I wrote. When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you.
No, Jackson, not that one. Straighten my hair. Tell everybody I got 9 toes, but don't sing that song. Please.
Now, wait a minute, Phil. Phil, that's a wonderful song. It's a wonderful song, and someday it'll be one of the biggest hits in the country. Yet at every opportunity, you kids knock it.
I don't like it either, and I'm full of date juice.
Now, cut that out. Look, kids, I don't want to hear any more about... I'll get it. Hello?
I have a long-distance call for Jack Benny.
Long distance? Put him on.
Here's your party.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
Rochester, why is this call long distance? I left you at my hotel.
I'm calling from the washroom.
Oh.
You forgot your electric razor again.
I don't care what I forgot. You have to call me in the middle of my broadcast?
The middle of your broadcast?
Certainly. It's 4:15.
It's 5:15 here.
What?
The washroom's on mountain time.
Oh. Anyway, Roger, how did you know I left my electric razor in the washroom?
I followed the cord from the hotel.
Oh.
And say, boys.
What?
I found out why your electric razor went dead while you were shaving this morning.
Why?
The super chief ran over the cord in Cucamonga.
I knew something happened. Now, Rochester, take my things back to the hotel, then press my gray suit, lay out my shirts and tie, and be sure
Boss, I can't hear you. You'll have to talk louder.
What's the matter?
The Greyhound bus just pulled in. This place is a madhouse.
Well, never mind, Rochester. I'll see you later. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Now, let's see. What were we talking about?
Your lousy song.
We were talking about the trio that's coming over to sing it.
Jackson, you're not really going to have that song sung on the radio, are you?
Why, certainly, Phil. It's beautiful. When you say, I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. When you ask me to forgive you, I'll return. Like the swallows at Serrano, return to Capistrano.
Oh, that's awful.
Mary, why don't you get a chair and sit down?
Who needs a chair?
Never mind. Come in.
Well, Jack, it's the Guadalajara Trio, the fellows who are going to do your song.
Oh, come on in, fellas. Come on in.
Jack, are you really going through with this?
Certainly, Mary. Now, I'll admit that the melody might not be the greatest, but the lyrics. Wait till you hear the words sung by professional singers. Take it, fellas. When you say, I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. Mary, just listen to these lyrics.
Cuando digas te perdono, regresaré yo a ti. Si me pides
No, fellas, I want it in
English.
Boys, in English.
Igualmente que un Serrano.
Oh, Serrano.
Retorna Capistrano. Por ti mi corazón.
Boys, look, my program doesn't go to Mexico. Look, fellas, no, look, I wanted to understand the words. You see, I wrote it in English, fellas. Boys. No, boys, I don't want it that way. Look, wait a minute. Wait a minute, boys. Wait a minute, fellas. Wait a minute! Don, what is this? I thought they were going to sing my song in English.
Well, Jack, so did I. That's what their manager told me.
Their manager? Where is he?
Well, that's him, standing right over there.
Well, I want to talk to him. Hey, you, come here a minute. Are you the manager of the Guadalajara Trio?
Si.
Well, they do popular songs, don't they?
Si.
Well, can't at least one of them speak English?
Si.
Which one?
She.
You mean he?
Si.
What's his name?
Sai.
Sai?
Si.
Wait, what key do they sing that in?
G.
G?
Si.
All right, fellas, you can go. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as is our custom here in Palm Springs, tonight we are going to present our annual Palm Springs murder mystery entitled...
Hold it, Benny. Hold it. Hold it.
Huh? Hey, kids, it's Charlie Farrell.
That's me, Charlie Farrell, mayor of the town and owner of the Racket Club and star of Eighth Heaven.
Eighth Heaven? Charlie, that's Seventh Heaven.
Well, everything's a little higher in Palm Springs.
I wouldn't know. I'm on mountain time. Anyway, Charlie, what'd you interrupt for? We're about to start our sketch.
Well, that's what I want to talk to you about. I've been sitting out in the audience waiting for this. How every year you come down here to Palm Springs and do a play called Murder at the Racket Club, and it's giving my joint a bad name.
Why, Charlie, that's ridiculous. It's all done in fun. Nobody believes it.
Well, that's where you're wrong. Only last week, some people from New York were staying at the Racket Club, and they came over to me and wanted to know where the body was lying.
Really?
Yeah, fortunately, Phil Harris was there, so I could show them one.
Oh, well, Charlie, after all, it doesn't make any difference. It's just a play.
But it's ridiculous, Jack. We've never had a murder at the Racket Club. We have a suicide every day or so, but no murders.
Suicides?
Yeah, when people get their bills.
It sounds like the 4th of July. Shouldn't have stopped in the middle of the sentence there, but it's all right. No kidding. Anyway, Jack.
Reads it fine.
Anyway, Jack, as a favor to me, I wish you wouldn't do murder at the Racket Club. Okay, Charlie, if you feel that way about it, we won't do murder at the Racket Club. We'll set the scene somewhere else.
Thank you, Jack.
Take it down.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're doing a brand new play entitled The Palm Springs Murder Mystery, or The Sun Went Down at 3:59 and the Body Was Cold at 4. Curtain music.
My name is Captain O'Benny. I'm the retired chief of police of Palm Springs. At the moment, I'm in my cabin out in the desert writing my memoirs. This is easy for me as I have a pen that writes under sand. A retired police chief has much to remember.
Oh, darn it, always interruption. I'll never get my memoirs written. Hello?
Hello. Is this the former Chief O'Benny?
Speaking.
Good. I'd like to report a murder.
But I'm retired. Why call me?
Well, I tried to get Sam Spade, but he's on another network.
Well, what do you want? What's wrong?
Well, I don't like to spoil your day, but my husband has just been murdered.
Oh, he has, eh? You know who murdered your husband?
No.
Well, have you got any ideas?
Now that he's dead, yes.
Well, I'll get the police. I'll get the police and come right over. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Chiefy.
The second after we had hung up, I realized I hadn't asked this girl her name, address, or phone number. I was really retired. I knew I'd need all the police help I could get on this case, so I went to the phone.
Hello, Palm Springs Police Station.
Let me speak to the new police chief.
Yes, sir. Oh, Chief, it's for you.
How do you do, how do you do, and how do you do? Sure and begone and Faith and McCushion, it's a pleasure to be after throwing the blarney with you. Police Chief O'Day himself speaking in truth and begone and it is in truth and faith and begone and it is in truth and truth.
O'Day, this is former Captain O'Benny.
Oh, I thought you were a tourist. They expect us policemen to be Irish.
Now listen, O'Day, there's been a murder committed.
Well, come on over. Me and me boys will help you solve the crime.
I hung up the phone and rushed over to the police station. I didn't have a car. There were no trolleys or buses. And I couldn't get a cab, so I decided to walk. This was the longest walk I had taken without my robe on. For the next 4 hours, we questioned everybody. Our search even took us out into the desert. There I saw an Indian sitting by his fire. I decided to question him, too. And I knew he'd tell me the truth because he was using his blanket to sweep away the smoke screen of double talk. I walked over to him and said,
Are you an Indian? You live out here in the desert? Have you lived out here in the desert long? I'm going to ask some questions, and I want the truth, see?
See.
I forgot to mention this Indian had a little Spanish blood in him.
Tell me, are you married?
See.
Have you been married long?
See.
Is your wife pretty?
See.
Now, look, there was a murder committed here in Palm Springs. Where were you last night?
Me have perfect alibi for last night.
An alibi, eh? Well, all right, where were you?
You follow me. Me take you there.
I followed him, and he took me there. I found out later this was the Iroquois version of Come On to My House. He took me inside a place that looked vaguely familiar. There was a man standing in the shadows. Then the Indian said,
Me was here last night. You ask that man there. Him prove my alibi, no double talk.
Okay, I'll ask him. Hey, you, was this Indian here all last night?
Yes, he was running my projector. I was showing Seventh Heaven.
At your prices, it should be 10th Heaven already over there. Well, I guess his alibi...
Wait a minute. Now, Jack, you promised me there wouldn't be any more murder mysteries here at the Racket Club.
I can't help it, Charlie. This Indian led me here, and I'll have to make an investigation. Tell me the names of all the guests.
I don't know all their names. Look in the register.
Okay, I will.
Not that one.
I thought it was peculiar that Lincoln and Washington should both be staying here.
Now, look, Farrell, you're going to answer some questions.
No, I'm not. Now, you promised me to stay out of the Racket Club.
But there's been a murder here. Now, where's the body?
Here I am, Chiefy.
I mean the dead one. And take off that saddle. Now, Farrell, there's been a murder committed here, and I'm going to find out who did it. I'm going to question everybody in the place. First, I'll go into the bar. Now, listen, men. I'm here to... Mary's the Guadalajara Trio. And they're singing my song in English. In English. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up. At Serrano, return to Capistrano.
Program starring Jack Benny with Barry Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go out to Jack Benny's home in Beverly Hills. It's morning, and Jack has just finished his breakfast.
Did you have enough to eat, boys?
Oh, yes, plenty. Quiet, Polly. Rochester, this breakfast was wonderful. The coffee was delicious.
Thank you.
The bacon was cooked just the way I like it.
Thank you.
And the eggs were absolutely perfect.
Oh, say, boys, you told me to remind you to call Mrs. Montgomery.
Oh, yes.
Who's that?
Oh, that's Dinah Shore. She's married to George Montgomery. I sent a copy of my song over to her house. I'm going to let her be the first one to record it. I'll call her now. Hello? Oh, I'd like to speak to Miss Dinah Shore, please. Jack Benny calling. Hello, Dinah? Oh, this is Jack Benny. How's George? Oh, I'm sorry I woke you up, but I was anxious to know something, Dinah. Did you receive the copy of my song? Good. Look, don't you think it's the most wonderful tune you ever... Oh. Well, don't you think that the lyrics are novel and... Uh-huh. But, Dinah, you can't judge a song the first time you sing it. You've got to analyze it, take it apart. I don't mean that way. Paste it together again. Well, look, Dinah, if you'll just take the song... Dinah? Oh, hello, George? But George, look, I didn't wake you up. She did. Now, look, George, you and I have been friends for years, and all right acquaintances. But look, George, about my song, if you just ask Dinah to... All right, if I woke you up, I'm sorry. You don't have to... You'll what? Well, if that's your attitude, it's okay with me. Goodbye. Well, we can cross him off the list.
You mean her?
No, him. He's going to stop sending us his laundry. Oh, well, I'm glad Miss Shore refused to sing my song. I'd rather have a man do it anyway.
Boss, why don't you call Mary Alonzo?
Mary Alonzo?
Yeah, you sent him a copy last night.
How did you know?
We got it back this morning.
So soon? Well, maybe he liked the song and he's waiting for an answer. Rochester, get me his number, will you? It's in my personal phone book.
Yes, sir.
There's the door. I'll get it. Boy, is Dinah making a mistake.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, Mary, come on in. What are you giggling about?
Oh, I just had to stop by and show you a love letter that Dennis sent me.
A love letter? Mary, you mean Dennis still has that crush on you? Well, how do you like that? Let me see the letter Dennis wrote you.
Here, I'll read it to you. You know, it's really sweet.
It is?
Mm-hmm. My darling
a bit
Mary.
Smart, too.
My darling Mary, I hope you won't think I'm silly, but I keep your picture on the wall of my bedroom. I didn't want my mother to know who I'm in love with, so I took a pencil and drew a mustache and a derby hat on you. I think I fooled my mother because now she's in love with you, too.
Lovely, darling.
And look how he finishes it. I love you madly and passionately, and will never forget the kiss you gave me when I took you home. Thanking you in advance for your next shipment, I remain yours truly, Dennis Day.
Well, that's the cutest letter I've ever heard.
Here's that number you wanted, boss.
Oh, yes. Excuse me, Mary. I'm going to call Mary Olanza.
Mary Alonzo?
Yeah, he's going to make a record of my song. Hello? I'd like to speak to Mr. Lanza, please. Tell him Jack Benny's calling. Hello? Hello, Mario? This is Jack Benny. I want to know how soon you'd like to make a record of my... What? But Mario, look. Well, now, why should you... But Mario. But... when? Well, if that's your attitude, Mr. Lanza, I'm not coming to that big party you're giving Friday night. Oh, I heard about it. Goodbye. Who does he think he is, anyway? That Mario Lanza. He won't sing my song, but that other song he sings. Be my love, for no one else can end this yearning. Be my love, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I suppose that's a better song than... which song do you like better, Rochester?
Be my love, for no one else can end this yearning. Be my love.
All right. I merely asked you. There's someone at the door. Oh, hello, Dennis. Come on in.
Don't talk to me, you cad.
What?
Trying to steal my girl, eh? I ought to thrash you to within an inch of your life.
Now, look, Dennis, you've got a cold.
Isn't it, Dilly? Now, don't try to change the subject. I've read about men like you. You take a poor innocent girl out of the make company, you get her a job on the radio, and then you think you own her.
Dennis.
I know every move you make, you wolf.
Look.
I've been sitting up in that tree in front of your house watching you through the window.
What?
Boy, do you look ugly in the morning.
Dennis.
I thought you'd never get into that girdle.
Oh, quiet. Now, look, Dennis, Mary told me about the big crush you've got on her, and you ought to forget about it.
Yes, Dennis, you're a nice boy, and I'd hate to hurt your feelings.
Oh, don't worry, Mary. You couldn't marry me if you wanted to. My mother disapproves.
Of me?
No, of me.
That I can understand. Now, Dennis, listen to me. Next week on my program, I want you to sing the song I wrote. When you say I beg your pardon... That kid's going to make an old man out of me. Come to think of it, he did.
Say, Jack, I better be running along. I've got some shopping to do.
Shopping?
I want to go to Jerry Rothschild's and get a shirt for my father.
Okay, Mary, wait a minute. I'll go with you. I want to get a haircut.
All right, come on.
It's such a nice day. Let's walk, huh? You see, Mary, there's Jerry Rothschild's in the middle of the block.
Well, where are you going to get your hair cut?
At Jerry Rothschild's. They have a barber shop on the mezzanine. So while you're getting your father's shirt, I can get my hair cut.
That's very convenient.
Well, here it is, Rothschild's. Men's Furnishing and Barber Shop. Let's go in. Now, if you want to get your father's shirt, the counter's right over there.
Oh, okay, yes.
May I help you?
Yes, I'd like to buy a shirt.
What size does your father wear, Mary?
Well, just a minute. I've got Papa's letter right here. He wants a 15.5 collar.
Sleeve length?
58.
58? Oh, lady, you must be mistaken. Why, the average sleeve length is 34.
Certainly, Mary. Why does your father want such long sleeves?
Well, Mama gave him a pair of gloves for Christmas. He doesn't want to get them dirty.
What a family you've got. Look, Mary, while you're deciding on the shirt, I'll go and get...
Oh, you bud.
Huh?
Long time no see.
Oh, hello.
Jack, wasn't
Yes, that racetrack town. I always run into it.
Are you people through, or do you go into a dance number?
Never mind. Now, Mary, I'm going to get my hair cut. I'll see you in a little while.
Okay, Jack, I'll be browsing around the store.
Okay. Gee, look at all those beautiful suspenders and belts. I think I'll get myself a new belt. Oh, clerk.
I'll be with you in a minute.
Okay. Boy, those belts really look nice.
Hey, Bud. Bud.
Huh? Oh, for heaven's sake.
Come here a minute.
Look, fella, I'm busy. Leave me alone, will you?
Okay. Just wanted to know what you were doing.
Well, you must know I'm buying something to hold my pants up.
Like what?
A belt.
Uh-uh.
What?
Get suspenders.
But I want a belt.
Belt hasn't got a chance.
It hasn't?
It looks good while it's going around, but at the end, belt buckles.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
Take my advice and put your money on suspenders.
Suspender? Are you sure?
Well, look at the performance. Suspenders always come up from behind and finish in front.
I don't know what to do.
You can take my word for it. Suspenders will never let you down.
Well, I don't care what you say. I'm going to get a belt.
Okay. They're your pants. So long.
Goodbye. Oh, clerk.
Yes?
I'd like to get this belt.
Yes, sir. Would you like to look at suspenders?
Suspenders?
Yes, they're awfully good in the stretch.
Now cut that off! Just wrap up the belt. I'll pick it up after I get my hair cut. Gee, I'm in luck. All the barber chairs are empty. Maybe today I can get Mr. Drucker, the owner, to wait on me. Oh, hello, Mr. Drucker.
Well, how do you do, Mr. Benny?
I finally came in when you're not busy yourself. I'd like a haircut.
Certainly. Sit down and I'll get you a barber.
Huh?
Yeah, I'll be right back. Say, Harry, Mr. Benny wants a haircut. Will you take him?
Not me. Let Maury do it.
Harry, don't take too much off the sides here, will you?
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Well, is our little customer happy today? How's the haircut coming?
Fine, Mr. Drucker.
Would you also like a shampoo?
No, just a haircut.
A massage?
No, thank you. I tell you what I would like. I'd like a manicure.
A manicure? Certainly. Just a moment. I'll get one of the girls. Oh, Miss Daniels.
Yes?
Mr. Benny would like a manicure. Will you take him?
Not me. Let Betty do it. Not me.
How about you, Goldie?
No, thanks.
Now, wait a minute, girls. We've got to be fair about this. Who took care of him last time?
I did. For a 75-cent manicure, I had to sit there and polish 20 nails.
20?
When I got through with his hands, he took his shoes off. I know what you mean. He did that to me once. Really? I didn't mind cutting his nails, but I had to play this little piggy at the same time. Then he gave me a tip and cried all the way home.
Mr. Drucker, how about my manicure?
In just a moment. Edith, you take it.
Okay.
And Mr. Benny, the manicurist, will be with you in a moment.
Thank you. When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. When you ask...
All right, Mr. Benny, I'm ready to give you a manicure. Just put your fingers in this bowl of water.
Certainly. Ow! That water's hot.
I know. I'm trying to melt your cold, cold heart.
Never mind. Just give me a manicure. Oh, Mr. Drucker.
Yes?
I think I want my shoe shined, too.
Certainly, I'll get a boy. Oh, Ray, Mr. Benny wants a shoe shine. Will you take it?
Not me.
Yeah, how about you, Danny?
No, thanks.
Now, wait a minute, boys. We gotta be fair about this. Who was the last one to shine Mr. Benny's shoes?
I don't remember the answer, but that question was on a quiz program.
Well, somebody's gotta shine Mr. Benny's shoes. You do it, Danny.
Not me, Mr. Drucker. I ain't got nothing against shining Mr. Benny's shoes, but it's murder getting around them pearl buttons.
Mr. Drucker, what about that shine?
Just a minute.
Oh, Jack.
Here I am, Mary.
Did you get your hair cut?
Yes, and I was going to get a shine, too, but I'll let it go. Oh, Mr. Drucker.
Yes?
Mr. Drucker, wait till I turn the page here. Forget about the shine. That's from a manicure. It sticks to my finger. Forget about the shine and charge the haircut to my account. Oh, Harry Gilbert, you gave me such a good haircut. Here's a tip for you.
Thank you, Mr. Benny.
Come on, Mary.
You say, Harry, did I see right?
What?
Did Mr. Benny give you $1 tip?
Yep. Spin that old man around in a chair 3 times and he don't know what he's doing.
Good night, everybody. We're a little late.
Program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, the Sportsman Quartet, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow will be New Year's Eve, but Jack has invited the gang over today for his annual pre-New Year's celebration. So let's go out to Jack's home in Beverly Hills, where we find Rochester preparing for their arrival.
When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. When you ask me to forgive you, I'll return.
Rochester.
Like the swallows at Serrano, return to Capistrano.
Rochester.
Huh? Oh, hello, boss.
Look, Rochester, I appreciate your singing my song, but my gang will be here soon. I want everything to be just right. How are things coming along?
Fine, boss, fine.
What about the eggnog you were going to prepare? Did you make it?
Uh-huh.
How do you fix that eggnog, Rochester?
Just eggs and bourbon.
Of course, I'm not much of a connoisseur of drinks, but that seems rather strange to me. I don't know. I wonder why anyone would ever think of mixing eggs and bourbon.
It's psychological, boss.
Psychological?
Yeah, you see, the egg makes you think you're getting something very helpful.
Uh-huh.
And the bourbon makes that fact unimportant.
Well, that's logical. By the way, Rochester, how much eggnog did you make?
Well, I cut it pretty close. You're having 5 guests, and I figured if there's a little left over, I can always take it to a party I'm going to tomorrow night.
Good, good. How much did you make?
50 gallons.
50 gallons? Hey, Rochester, you've got a lot of... Someone at the door, I'll get it. So they took the wheelbarrow and went down...
Hello, Jack.
Oh, hello, Mary. You're the first one here. Come on in.
Say, Jack, how come you're having this party in the afternoon? Every other year you've had it in the evening.
Well, Mary, to tell you the truth, I have a date tonight.
A date? With whom?
Well, you know that pretty French girl, Hélène François, you know, who was on my last television show?
Oh, yes. Gee, she's beautiful.
Yeah. Tonight I'm going to take her dancing. We're going to Charlie Foy's nightclub. You know, the supper club? You know what, Mary? This Hélène François, she kind of likes me.
Well, what makes you think so?
Well, when I took her home in a cab, she kept snuggling up to me and whispering in my ear, "Vos chevaux, c'est chat."
Beau, cheveux, say shop?
Yeah, I'll have to look that up.
You don't have to.
Why, what does it mean?
Your toupee is slipping.
Oh, well, at least she cares.
I'll say one thing, Jack. She's a whole lot nicer than that girl you used to go out with, that Gladys Zabisco.
Now, wait a minute, Mary. Gladys Zabisco is a swell girl. She may not be the most beautiful girl in the world, but she's got a nice figure.
I know, but does she have to walk that way?
Mary, that's not her fault. She's nearsighted, and she anticipates the curve in the middle of the block. So don't be critical. Now, come on, Mary. How about a glass of eggnog?
Oh, sure, Jack. Wait a minute. Who made that eggnog?
Rochester.
Uh-uh.
Why, what's the matter?
Well, last New Year's, I tasted some of Rochester's eggnog, and the next thing I knew, I was at the Rose Bowl.
Oh, you saw the game?
Saw it nothing. I was playing left tackle for Michigan.
Oh, stop kidding. How come on one... I'll get it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Dennis. What time does the party start?
3:00.
Oh, what time is it now?
About 1:30.
Oh, then I guess I won't have enough time to shave.
Dennis, why should it take you an hour and a half to shave?
Haven't got the fuzz yet.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
It takes me 3 months to get a 5 o'clock shadow.
All right. Now hurry over here. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
What a silly kid.
Jack, was that Dennis on the telephone?
Yeah, it was me.
Dennis, how'd you get here so quickly?
Oh, I was on the extension in the kitchen.
Oh.
I would have been here sooner, but I stopped to get a Coke out of the machine.
Well, Dennis, how about having a glass of eggnog?
Oh, boy, eggnog. That's for... Wait a minute. Who made it?
Rochester. Why not?
Last year I tasted some of Rochester's eggnog, and the next thing I knew, Mary was playing in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, I know. Now, look, kids, as soon as we... Come in. Oh, hello, Don.
Hello, Jack.
Hello, Don.
Hi, Mary. Dennis.
Hello.
Come on in.
Don.
I wish somebody would take him out in a wheelbarrow. Don, would you like a drink?
Now, wait a minute, Jack. First, I want to show you something.
What?
Look.
Don, you're wearing the cufflinks I gave you for Christmas. Isn't that nice?
Don, you can take the card off. Everybody knows who gave them to you.
Well, I'm not taking it off. I want to make sure people know what a cheap gift Jack gave me.
What?
Jack, I've been with you 18 years. 18 years of loyalty and devotion. 18 years without missing one program. And you show your appreciation with a pair of lousy $1.98 cufflinks.
When? Talk about appreciation. What are you complaining about? That certainly wasn't such a hot gift you sent me.
What'd he send you, Jack?
A gold watch, a wristwatch yet.
What's wrong with a gold wristwatch?
What's wrong with it? You walk down the street wearing an expensive thing like that, somebody sees it, hits you over the head, takes it away from you, and your money, too. That's what's wrong with it. Anyway, Don, let's shake hands and forget the whole thing.
Okay, Jack. I'm sorry I lost my temper.
That's all right, Don. By the way, would you like a glass of eggnog?
Eggnog? Say, that's one of my favorite... Wait a minute. Who made it?
Rochester. What's the matter with Rochester's eggnog?
Last year I tasted some, and the next thing I knew, Mary and Dennis tackled me in the Rose Bowl.
Everybody comes in with the same... Come in.
Hi, Jackson. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year.
Hello, Phil. Happy New Year, Phil. Happy New Year.
Hey, Jackson, what's the idea of switching this party to a daylight affair? Don't you trust us with the silverware?
That's not it, Phil. I'm going to a nightclub tonight. I got a date.
With a girl?
Well, what do you think, a horse?
Could be. Oats are cheaper than orchids. Oh, Harris, you may not be Montgomery Clift, but you found your place in the sun.
Phil, you can stop with those jokes and find your place under the table. I even put a pillow there. Now, would you like a glass of eggnog?
Eggnog? Now you're talking, Bob. Desperately. Hey, wait a minute. Who made that eggnog?
Rochester.
Lead me to it.
Rochester, will you pour a glass of eggnog for Mr. Harris, please?
Yes, sir. Here you are, Mr. Harris.
Thank you, Roch. Hey, tell me, Roch, how you make this eggnog?
I use 1 egg to 5 quarts of bourbon.
Check. Well, here's down the hatch.
What happened?
You sure that egg was fresh?
It's fresh. It's fresh.
Well, here goes.
Well, Phil, how do you like it? Phil, how do you like it?
Hey, Jackson, what are you doing here at the Rose Bowl?
What?
Come on, wheelbarrow. I mean, stand.
I'm not at the Rose Bowl yet. Rochester, pour me a ticket. Now, Dennis.
You want me to go in, Coach?
What?
I say, you want me to go in, Coach?
Yeah. Report to the referee and sing a song.
Oh, okay.
Well, that was swell, Dennis. Well, kids, I have to leave soon to take Hélène François to Charlie Foy's. Would any of you like to join us?
Well, thanks, Jack, but I can't make it.
No, me neither.
I'd like to go, Jack.
Good. How about you, Dennis?
Oh, sure, fine. I'll take Mary.
Okay.
Say, Mary, will you give me a kiss when I take you home?
Well, I don't know, Dennis. I'll think about it.
Well, think fast, sister. I ain't blowing my dough for nothing.
You were blowing that line, though. Dennis.
Hey, Jackson, what are you going out tonight for? Why don't you wait till tomorrow night? That's New Year's Eve.
No, I never go out on New Year's Eve.
Say, boss, why don't you do something different this year and go out?
No, I'm going to do what I always do and spend it at home.
New Year's Eve at home?
Yeah, at 5 minutes to 12, I tiptoe up to Mr. Benny's room, wake him up, he blows a horn, falls back on the pillow, and that's it.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at, Mary?
39, he says.
All right. Now, look, kids, I got to leave now and pick up Miss François. Come on, Mary, Dennis, let's go. Yeah, I like it here at Charlie Foy's, don't you, Mary?
Yeah, but Jack, you'll never get a table. It's too crowded.
Yeah, look at those people in that little room. Boy, are they jammed together.
That's the coat room. Those are coats.
Oh, I wondered why they didn't have their pants on.
Never mind. I'll get a table. Come on, Hélène. Voulez-vous accompagner-moi un tablé?
Oh, l'ambiance de la salle est très intéressante. Je suis si heureuse que vous m'ayez invitée.
Now, let's see. Where's the head waiter? Oh, garçon. Garçon.
How do you do?
Are you the head waiter?
No, I'm wearing this flower in my lapel because I'm going to be afloat in the Rose Parade.
Now, don't be sarcastic. I'd like to get a table for 4.
Well, thank heavens you didn't ask for 5.
Why?
I wouldn't sit with you for $1 million.
Now, cut that out and get us a table.
All right, follow me.
Come on, kids.
Here you are, folks.
Say, this is a pretty good table at that, isn't it, Hélène?
C'est très gentil, chérie. Et nous pouvons voir le spectacle.
Oh, oui.
Gee, what a crowd.
Wait a minute, where's Dennis?
Right behind you, mon chéri.
Well, sit down and let's order.
Say, pardon me, folks, pardon me. seen my wife?
No, we haven't seen her.
Oh, well, thank you. And a happy New Year.
The same to you. Now, let's see. Well, something's going to happen here.
Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jesse Block, your master of ceremonies for the evening. Now, in just a minute, we're going to have some dancing. But while the orchestra's setting up, I've got a little joke for you.
Listen to this, Hélène. He's going to tell a joke.
Funny thing happened here in the club last night. You know, this is a pretty ritzy place. And last night I saw a waiter carrying something on a flaming sword. So I asked him what it was, and he said, a customer. He only left a dime tip.
Hey, that was a pretty good joke, wasn't it, Mary?
What joke? I was here when the fire department came in and squirted water on you.
Oh, stop. Are you having a good time, Hélène?
Oh oui, c'est la première fois que je vois un cabaret américain. C'est si différent des cabarets parisiens. Mais il me plaît beaucoup et je vous remercie 1000 fois.
Oh, really?
What'd she say, Jack?
I don't know. Something about how badly she feels that Joe DiMaggio is retiring.
What?
I don't know. Well, I guess we're going to have dancing before the show starts.
Hey, Mary, you want to dance with me?
Oh, sure, Dennis.
Gee, you're a swell dancer, Mary.
Well, thanks, Dennis, but don't hold me so tight.
Okay. Say, Libby, have you ever thought about getting married?
What?
My mother will up my allowance.
Dennis, stop being silly.
If you turn me down, I'll kill myself.
Look, give me a little time to think it over.
Okay, but not too long. There are a lot of dames nuts about me.
I know.
Oh, yeah, name one.
Dennis, look, just be quiet and dance.
Hélène, you know, I'm so glad you're with me tonight.
I am glad too, chérie.
You know, this is the first time I... Oh, Hélène, there's the fella coming over the table who seems to know you.
Where? Oh, oui. Ah, bonjour, mon cher ami.
Hélène, vous ici. Je ne vous avais pas vu depuis que nous étions ensemble sur la Côte d'Azur. Comment allez-vous, ma chère?
Merveilleusement. C'est si bon de vous revoir.
Il faut prendre un rendez-vous. Je serai ici seulement pour quelques jours, vous savez.
Alors, téléphonez-moi. Je vous donnerai mon numéro plus tard.
Oui,
et nous nous verrons.
Entendu. Au revoir, ma chère.
Au revoir.
Hélène, who was that?
Maxi Rosenblum.
Maxi Rosenblum? Oh, I didn't recognize him. The beret covers up his cauliflower ear. Imagine meeting a...
Pardon me, folks, pardon me. Well, have you seen my wife?
No, we haven't.
Oh, well, thank you. And a happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Sit down, kids. We better order something to eat. Oh, waiter.
Yes?
I think I'll have a ham sandwich.
Yes, sir.
Hélène, what do you have?
Oh, alors, je vais décider. Je commencerai avec un potage à la reine, et puis une omelette aux champignons, alors une sole meunière, une côtelette de veau garnie, et une salade verte.
What was that?
She said she wants mustard on her sandwich. Oh, waiter, change my order. I think I'll have crab Louis. Dennis, tell him what you want.
I'll have spaghetti, Louis.
Spaghetti Louis?
I thought that was the waiter's name.
Of course not.
It is, too.
Louis?
You know, spaghetti.
Spaghetti?
I'm just stringing you along.
No! What a crazy guy.
Say, pardon me, folks, pardon me. Have you seen my wife?
No, we haven't seen your wife.
Well, if you ever do, you'll know why I'm drunk.
What? Say, Mary, before we eat, suppose you and I have the next... Oh, go away.
Ladies and gentlemen, Before we start our gala floor show, I'd like to say that we're honored tonight by having with us a very famous celebrity.
Oh, I wish they wouldn't do that.
Now, this gentleman, whom you all love, is a very popular star of stage, screen, radio, and now television.
Mary, give me your comb.
Here you are.
So I take great pleasure in presenting to you that popular idol of millions, Rodney Dangerfield.
Here's your comb, Mary.
Well, you've all seen Mr. Dangerfield in those outstanding Western pictures, and with a little encouragement, maybe we can get him to say a few words.
Thank you, folks. Thank you kindly. It sure is a thrill and a pleasure to meet so many of my fans.
What a ham.
I'd like to say that my next picture, Quo Vadis Goes West, is going to be even better than my last picture, The Cactus Blooms at Midnight.
You stole that from me.
And now, friends, I'd like to introduce my co-star who's right here at the table with me. Take a bow, Desert Paint.
How do you like that? He even brought his horse. Hélène, give me your handkerchief. Thanks.
Anyway, you folks didn't come to hear me talk all night, so I just want to...
Pardon me, Mr. Dangerfield, but would you please put your autograph on this menu?
Why, certainly, miss. So, folks, I just want to wish you a very happy and prosperous New Year.
Imagine introducing a ham like Rodney Dangerfield. Come on, kids, let's get out of here.
But, Jack, we ordered food.
I don't care what we order. Let him give it to the horse. I'm going home. Come on, Hélène, I wouldn't stay here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have another celebrity with us tonight. None other than that very famous star, Jack Benny.
Well.
Are you going to stay now, Jack?
Certainly. What are you mad about? Sit down, Hélène. Ladies and gentlemen, Master of Ceremonies, my worthy colleague, Mr. Dangerfield, and... Why don't you turn your head? Ladies and gentlemen, for a moment I want you to forget that I'm Jack Benny, that scintillating star of stage, screen, radio, and now television. I want to talk to you as one of your friends. I want to take this opportunity to wish all of you and yours, and everybody all over the world, good health and happiness throughout the year. And now I'd like to tell you just about my next show. Ladies and gentlemen, soon it will be 1952. And I would like to wish all of you prosperity and happiness for the coming year. But let us all hold foremost the thought that 1952 will bring better understanding between nations and peace to the world. Happy New Year, folks.
Transcribed, this is the CBS Radio Network.